Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I am your host, Brandon the Awesome. This is Awesomecast episode 52, and here are my co-hosts, Wolfscar, Arachnid Youth, and John Gets Gaming. And say hello to the audience, everybody.
Hello,
Coming to you live from the danger zone, east of the Pacific, west of London, England, south of Mars, and north of hell. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I kicked Justin Everello off the channel because he was harassing. He was harassing everybody. Like, that guy would not shut up. Like, it wasn't just me he went after. He was going after everyone who would comment in my post. So it's no.
He commented on my on my Saros review, which is just the clipped out last 3 minutes of my.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's all right. My reviews are usually pretty late. I just clip out the part where I review it after the, after I'm basically done with the game.
I've seen.
He just comments. He's like, hashtag not bad. It's like, okay, why even comment that? Like, that's saying nothing.
He always does it in hashtags. Something broke in his brain.
He is social media brain rotted.
Very much. All right. Gerson FC, welcome to the stream. Mike C. the Scout, welcome to the stream. Captain Devious, hey, John, you feeling good? Nah, this must be referencing a couple nights ago when John seemed very out of it when he was trying to play Revenge of the Sith.
Sometimes. Yeah, that was Memorial Day when I had done like 3 fucking streams and I was like, it was fucking 2 a.m. I was just like dead to the world. And I was like,
shoot, I remember I did like 3 streams in one day once. That was back when I was doing the Backseat Boys.
You did better than I expected, John.
I was still progressing in the game. I just wasn't interacting with chat at all. And then I was just like, you know what? I probably shouldn't do this if I can't even like talk to people while I'm doing it. That's not.
I actually I have to get back to that game because I usually just do it. I just play on my PS5 most days. Unfortunately, so I have to get back to my Xbox 360. But I did enjoy the game. But recently I've been working on Arkham Knight. I managed to get up to 100 combo.
Oh, nice.
I'm improving.
He's, as Apocalypse said in the 2016 movie, learning. He touches the television and says that.
Justin's trying to copy the Melvin hashtag method. Yes, he is, and he's doing it extremely poorly. Extremely.
Personally, I've been doing this Marvel Legends War Machine review that I got from Comic-Con. The design of the figure is very good. It's just that the articulation's fucking dog shit.
Ain't that the truth? I still have to sit down and do the Samurai Jack review, which I was going to do this week, and then Spider-Noir came out, so I had to go ahead and binge that.
Dude, I feel like with all this Filoni crap and the crap finally hitting the wall with him with his box office failure. I know Favreau directed, but anyways, I feel like I got to make like not even a Clone Wars review, but just like try and
overview or
because like, oh my gosh, checked out the episode where.
Why could I not find this when I was making my thumbnail? Damn it!
What?
Nothing. It's an image for Spider-Noir for when we're discussing it.
But like, there's so much stupid stuff in that show. Like, I just saw today the episode. Don't worry, I didn't do it in a way that gave Disney any money. I'm watching an episode and Boba Fett's trying to kill Mace Windu, Kid Boba Fett, during the Clone Wars. His plan for how to get a gun from a stormtrooper, from a clone trooper, is he's there with a clone trooper. The clone trooper's like, "Oh, I got to take you under custody because the ship's on lockdown." And he gets a call on his communicator. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then Boba Fett is like, "Hey, is that a blah, blah, blah model blaster?" And he's like, "Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here. Just keep the safety on." It's like, he didn't even ask for your gun. You just handed it to him. Like, it was literally Dick Filoni's thought process was, I need Boba Fett to get his gun. How do I do it? Oh, I'll have him ask a question, and naturally this soldier will just hand over his gun completely unprompted, and then Boba Fett can shoot him.
It's funny because I was arguing earlier today with people over the inhibitor chip nonsense, and I'm like, you want us to feel bad for the clones? How can I feel bad how can I feel bad for the clones when Dave Filoni turns them into complete dumbasses?
Some great military training.
And
10 years.
He also forgets things like week to week. Like he introduces in the Zillow Beast episode a bomb that destroys an entire separatist army, just a massive EMP bomb. And it's never brought up again. Like they use it there and it makes this giant monster come out of the ground because they happen to do it on a massive cavern.
Because we got to rip off Godzilla.
But yeah, and then like, are we ever going to bring this up again? We just defeated an entire separatist army with one bomb. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. They're like, no, but it made a monster come out this time. It's like, that's not going to happen any other time that you use it. So you may as well just use that.
It's actually funny because you could. It's also funny because it's like, why doesn't Palpatine just take the technology on the Malevolence and recopy it? Like build like why doesn't Darth Vader's executor have any of that?
Like Filoni breaks the universe practically every week with that show. He introduces some like win all thing that they just never bring up again. And I don't understand. They never explain why they don't bring it up again. It's not like, oh, we have this super rare crystal that like we could only get one of and they destroyed it. Like that would be an easy enough explanation. But instead he's just like, no, it's just perfectly replicable thing. And we just forgot about it after this week.
Sherry kind of forgot about the Iron Fleet. The brain nails are supposed to give you immense pain when you're not angry, but for John, it makes him intoxicated.
I was getting angry at. I had to stop mixtape after it pissed me off enough.
I was actually following. I was watching the mixtape stream because I was there. The only time I hopped out was like whenever he went on break. But it was
you
like
got the touch.
You got the power.
It kept
Every
using that
time,
soundtrack and
every
it pissed
time.
off Brandon. I remember this.
How it? You expect me not to get pissed off? I'm a huge Transformers fan.
Number one moment in the series for me, given I'm not nearly as well educated. I basically have watched the original. The
that
G1
reminds me. There is something. There is
Armada.
something kind of Transformers I want to cover later in the stream because it's actually genuinely really funny. Jedi Prime, welcome to the stream. Their military budget didn't allow them to make another EMP.
That sounds like Filoni's excuse. He'd be like, they couldn't afford it.
Wait, what military budget? The entire thing was basically like funded by Count Dooku.
As the critical drinker once said, nah, it'll be fine.
That was hilarious.
Why do they never make another one? Don't know.
No one brings up a Zillow Beast, what a giant monster in Capital World, and never brought up once again.
Yeah, they bring it back
because they end up bringing that thing to Coruscant for some stupid reason.
They're trying to get its scales to make armor technology, and then they just drop that.
Why would you bring that thing to the Capital World of the Republic?
Oh, it gets better. The only way that they incapacitated it was with a bunch of laser beams that put it to sleep from a bunch of tanks. So whenever they contain it, now if you have like a monster that it was really hard to knock out, what would you do to contain it? Because the Republic decides, yeah, I mean, you can do that, but the Republic decides, I thought it was going to break chains. It actually didn't even need to do that because Palpatine put it in a big iron dome that it can easily break out of. And then he put like 3 like shock nodes on like its limbs. And so it literally doesn't even have to break out of anything. It just like flexes and it's like, oh, I'm no longer getting shocked. So I'm just going to like destroy everything. And then they have
Galaxy's greatest mastermind, everybody.
They have the tanks around the dome, but the tanks are facing outwards and they're right next to the dome. So as soon as it breaks out, it collapses a wall on them and kills them all. And then it just it's like, why wouldn't you have them away where they can shoot it again?
The Zillow Beast arc was so stupid. That's literally any arc from TCW, period.
I saw this idiot, I don't know, he's a recent X guy who's popped up. He's a sequel shill, keeps talking about, oh, The Last Jedi is being reevaluated.
Oh god, I have seen so much sequel defense on my timeline today.
They brought up today the Mortis arc.
Oh,
and they were like, oh, the Mortis arc, it's like the most amazing arc in Star Wars history. It's like, guys, it broke the entire universe, and then they did a mind wipe.
Say that again, Arachnidius.
I have no clue what you guys are talking about at this point. Mostly because keep up with modern Star Wars like that.
This isn't even modern. This shit was from like 2008. But
You're right, John. In TCW, the Separatists tried biological warfare with the Blue Shadow virus and never attempted bioweapons ever again, even though it would make the war hilariously one-sided. Yeah, even though in the EU you had Dragon's Breath from Jedi Starfighter, you had the bioweapon that they used on the Gungans in the Republic comics. Like those are two I can name right off the bat that they actually used.
There was fuck. I can't remember that one. There was another one, but I can't remember it off the top of my head.
Oh boy. All right. So let's get into the first meat and potatoes because I know people are probably dying to know. Like I can't extend that full screen just yet. I have to share my screen first. All right. Share screen. Spider-Noir. All right.
Did somebody say Spider-Man?
Spider-Noir.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Noir.
So how many of us have seen? I finished binging it today.
First episode.
I
watched
it
the
yet.
first 4.
Oh wow.
You got up to
Probably
what?
get into it.
I got up to the 4th episode because I streamed it to like my Discord server.
Well, okay, so Wolfscar didn't do the assignment, but that's okay.
God damn it, Wolf.
So,
I'll get to it.
I'm gonna say this is by far the. Oh God, no! Just when I thought.
Wait. Maybe this Justin will be better than the last one. Maybe it's an improvement.
You think he's gonna be better?
He's evolved.
The
Oh
bar's pretty
no!
low.
Anyway, okay, so for Spider-Noir, I'm gonna say this: it's by far the best modern Marvel thing we've gotten. Even though I would say, as a comic adaptation, it is horrible. Like it doesn't try to really adapt the noir comics, but as its own thing, it's pretty good.
So this is interesting. I've never read the source material as far as Spider-Noir goes.
Me neither. As far as I've gone, was like
he's got like a 4-issue miniseries. Then it was a follow-up miniseries, Eyes Without a Face. Then he got killed off in the Spider-Verse comics, and then they had and then they had the 2020 comics, which I've heard a lot of people hated. So it's like stick with the first 2 miniseries and you're fine. Read Comics Online, by the way, just came back up. So
oh, it did?
You can
it
did.
Nice. All
Yeah,
right.
Solar Rolodun mentioned it in my Discord server. Link in the description below.
Shout out Solar.
Yeah, Solar.
It's not coming up for me.
Oh, read Comic Online? I don't know. I think he sent a link in the Autobot City tab or something.
Maybe they slightly changed their name or something. I don't know.
Probably. Again, I believe he sent a link and he sent an alternate link. You can also check Zip Comic. I use that one. That's where I've actually been able to pull my images for comics that I upload every so often on my channel.
Nice.
Yeah, the series so far, from what I've seen, it is shockingly good. Now I know Brandon did touch on how it's not really faithful as a source material to the source material of the comics. And yeah, I agree. Even though I have very limited knowledge on the comics, the most I know about him is from the Shattered Dimensions game. But yeah, it's a bad comic adaptation. But as a thing by itself, I'd say it's pretty damn good. I was skeptical of Nicolas Cage stepping into the role because I was a bit afraid they were gonna make him 1-to-1 to his like Spider-Verse movie counterpart. But I do feel like they are making this version of Spider-Noir his own thing.
And
Noted.
Go ahead.
No, you first, Sean.
So, judging it purely as its own thing, I have to say Nicolas Cage, I felt like it was really rough acting for the first, I don't know, half of the episode. Whenever he's initially introducing, he seems like he's really like hammy and I get like it's 1930s. He's supposed to be hammy in a certain way, but it wasn't like that. It just felt like very lazy kind of delivery. By the end of the first episode, I feel like he actually picked it up a little bit.
He does get pretty good.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of warmed up to it. I don't know why. Like that first, like the opening exposition about his wife and everything, and some of his first like dialogue exchanges, I was like, man, he really doesn't seem like he's trying in this. And he is older, so some of the swinging around, the little bit that they had was like, he's got a little bit of the pot belly, which I understand, but also you're in an acting role where you knew action was involved. And I get that he's supposed to be kind of down and out, so it sort of fits in with the story. But he picked it up towards the end, absolutely. Because whenever he starts to he talks with the lady in the lounge, area, and
Cat Hardy.
Yeah, and then he's talking with Sandman and stuff, and it's like, okay, I get you now. I feel like you have fallen into the role, and it starts to get really into that 1930s dialogue where he's like, don't do math with letters, kid, and it's like that sort of thing. So there were some good little bits thrown in with that, with the Depression era kind of dialogue. That I liked.
So, hey, Wild Card, welcome to the stream. Oddball, welcome to the stream. Regular over on Decrepit's channel. Sub to him, by the way. Binged it today after watching Unlimited Tirade last night. It was very good. Yeah, I would say it's also surprising. Like, it has some very disturbing imagery at points as well.
The cinematography is very good. I actually really like it too.
I've noticed that it was not afraid of trying to be like very experimental. It was trying to be like swapping all over the place. I did watch the colored version, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend, because a lot of the shots are in the daytime, and it's like I don't feel like that really fits with something that's supposed to be like noir. It's supposed to be like in the dark, at night.
I watched Black and White, and you're absolutely right. I kept thinking, I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't watch the colored version. I haven't had a chance to watch both like side by side, but it looks really good in black and white. Just so much.
I could not figure out how to get my TV to do the black and white. I did it on my phone for like one of the brief bits of the episode, and it did look really good.
So on Amazon, whenever I first started playing it, they said you can go down and select.
I tried that, but I did not get the option.
Okay.
Apparently, I've been seeing some. I checked online, and apparently some other people were having the same issue.
I watched the first episode in black and white. I have no clue what happened with the other episodes with the website you gave me, but the rest I've been kind of just watching in color.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Even in my opinion, it's not too bad, but I do agree it does feel like it fits better in black and white.
I did get the link from Decrepit. Shout out to Decrepit again. So it's like, I'm sorry about that. I didn't use the website myself because I have an Amazon account.
Oh,
my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have Prime for deliveries, so it's
same here. I would say I think definitely one of my highlights is one of the villains, the guy who's basically the Electro stand-in.
Oh yeah,
he's like good. He's like the highlight. Like you can tell he's genuinely having fun doing what he does. Sorry, John. Because I know you only saw the first episode, but
well, you know what? It kind of spoiled that already because it said like this season on Spider-Man Noir at the end of the first episode, it has like a little montage.
Oh, I skipped that. I think I skipped that part.
Yeah, I think I just watched it, so that's the only reason why I even remember that.
Is Swarm going to be in the series? I want Spider-Noir to say, "Oh no, not the bees! Ah,
no, not the bees! Ah, they're in my mouth. They're in my mouth."
We'll definitely say he's definitely a better actor than Jamie Foxx was as Electro.
Don't you know he's Electro? Come on, Brandon.
I'm actually shocked that they toned down like the sand effects, and it actually works pretty well.
I will say, however, at some times it just looked like Sandman was walking around with a skin disease.
I was gonna, even in this initial thing, I was like, it kind of looks like he just has like burns or something. Like
I thought it was like he had AIDS.
Everyone has AIDS. AIDS.
I will say when I first started watching it, and they were like, "Oh, it's his girlfriend who gives him the with great power comes great responsibility" line. I'm like, "Oh, for the love of God, just let Uncle Ben be the one who gives him the line."
To be fair, they did change it to being Ben Reilly, so
I mean, I know
had to be standing for it.
I get that because I think somebody once told me that was like the reason everything's changed around a little is because of copyright, because
Yeah, I was the one that brought
Copyright's a funny thing. And it's like, so basically, this is sort of like a live action Spider-Man MTV, the new animated series, where they also kind of ran into the same problem.
I am legally distinct Spider-Man.
Well, they didn't really necessarily run into the same problem with the MTV show. It's that MTV gave the show a weird set of rules. Like, they can't show elderly people in the main cast, which is why Aunt May never shows up.
Oh, right. I think that was to appeal to the youth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These characters are a major part of Peter's life.
God, they never learn. You don't need to have young characters to appeal to young people.
They never leer.
Yeah, they never leer. It's the same thing with all their stupid, for gay people to watch, we have to have gay characters. It's never been true.
Just being normal.
I loved Blade growing up. I'm the farthest thing from Blade that we will ever see. I'm a freaking ginger.
Honestly, yeah, it's the same thing with black characters. I don't need every single fucking character in existence that I watch to look exactly like me.
You bad people who try supporting Miles Morales. We don't need a black Spider-Man.
I mean, if you want a black Spider-Man so badly, there's literally is a black Spider-Man in the comics. They just never fucking use her. I think she was used as a gag once and never again.
It's a black woman?
Oh,
yeah.
The original Spider-Woman.
More.
Oh, it's the original Spider-Woman. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
God, yeah, I remember. I only know that because people were trying to tell me that. Oh, the reason Jessica Drew is race swapped in Across the Spider-Verse is because it's a reference to the first Spider-Woman, and I'm like, why not just put the first Spider-Woman in the damn movie?
Yeah, probably wouldn't make sense.
But yeah,
anyway,
that's just a really stupid man. I've never even heard of that before. That like, oh, young people won't watch if there's old people in it. It's like, well, hello, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Guess what? I was a kid when that came out. I wasn't like, Aunt May or Uncle Ben comes on screen. In his briefly before he died.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I wasn't like, oh, take me out of the theater, Mom. Like, there's an old person in here. Gross.
I never hated old people. I watched stuff with old people in them.
Oh,
as somebody who grew up around old people, like,
it's like
you
gotta be just detached from reality to have this thinking.
But
like,
anyway,
we gotta appeal to the youth. So if there are people who are close to their age in it, then they'll always be locked in. They'll always be locked in watching it. Except like you kind of need those older figures in this media.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, ask any young person. Do a poll of young people. Be like, who do you think is cooler, Batman or Robin? Because like Robin is younger, so naturally they should say that, if according to these people's thinking.
The idea that Robin's sole existence is to appeal to young audiences.
That was part of it. They would always do the plucky kind of like teenage or younger sidekick. And it was like, and then they discovered that it really wasn't true because they're like, no, all the young people like Batman too, and he's like 40,
Anyway, back to Spider-Noir again. I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that it was like it still has like some really dark and honestly really disturbing elements in there.
Yeah.
Again, like a lot of very creepy imagery.
Shocked at some of the deaths.
Yes, I was actually really shocked that some bodies actually do drop in this.
The fire.
I'm actually happy they didn't cut out the fact that Spider-Noir actually, fucking kills people.
Yes, they actually.
Let him use guns.
Wolfscar. Hang on, Wolfscar. Were you going to say something?
I have something to look forward to then.
Yes.
I hope later in the series he uses guns. Don't spoil it for me, Brandon, but I hope he does use guns. I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't, though.
I will bite my lip.
I liked even in the first episode, whenever his secretary comes in with the gun to, counteract the other guy's gun in the office. He's like, why shouldn't I just drop you? And he's like, oh, about 38 reasons why. And she's like, 32, actually.
Actually, my favorite line of dialogue delivered by Nicolas Cage is, you're lying there on your stomach with a bullet in your ass.
Oh my god, that made me laugh my ass off.
That is legit like the greatest line he says in that show.
He just needs to, He needs to get shot and be like, "How in the name of Zeus's butthole did you do that?"
Again, I would say it's more great acting from Nicolas Cage. I wouldn't mind a season 2. I'm not frothing at the mouth for it, but I am really glad to see that a Spider property finally actually is treated with some decent respect. Considering
like this is like detached enough that they're not like too much of hawks on it, where they're like, oh, it's like a 1930s spin-off alternate universe, like who cares, like we won't watch that too close. And so like they're allowed to do a little more creative freedom and get a little bit more cinematic with it. Plus it's Amazon, who's basically like their streaming and their Hollywood stuff is a vanity project anyway, so sometimes that turns out horribly because they're going to keep making Rings of Power even if nobody watches it and it costs them hundreds of millions of dollars. But other times it's good because they aren't under as many restrictions and they can say they have FU money. They're just like, oh, yeah, well, we're not going to get the unions on our side. Who cares? We already make our money.
A reason why I'm glad this show is working out better than everybody's expecting is because it shows that, yeah, Spider-Man can actually work in a live action TV setting. You know the last time we got a live action Spider-Man show? The fucking 70s with Nicholas Hammond.
Japanese Spider-Man?
Japanese Spider-Man.
I totally forgot about that.
Nicholas Hammond is the one live action Spider-Man you rarely see people mention.
I have an action figure of fucking the Nicholas Hammond Spider-Man. Marvel Legends is like an anniversary wave.
But I would say a big part of it is because they use CGI rather sparingly. You don't see it's not superpowers every single episode, or it's like there's very long waits. So I would say it's like they really, and I think that's part of the why Spider-Noir works in the setting a bit more, because it's like, most of it's him being a detective trying to solve things. And I'm really glad that they don't, there's no gay shit. There's no strong female women punching down on Nicolas Cage. Like Nicolas Cage actually is treated like, I will say it is weird to see that Spider-Man, or the Spider as he's referred to, is basically treated more like an actual hero. I'm pretty sure Jameson would lose a blood vessel if he
he's not as
heard
much
that.
of like a vigilante who's controversial. He's more like, okay, everybody does like him, basically.
Well, it is the 1930s. People are pretty depressed. So
Yeah,
Actually, I will say, despite being sent to Great Depression, the streets didn't look too dirty or anything. It's like, I feel like they could have, projected that atmosphere a little better. Again, I watched it in color, so maybe it's a lot better with black and white.
Yeah, it doesn't like, they mention the depression, but they don't really like illustrate as far as like, a lot of like soup kitchens or beggars or
I think you get only like one soup kitchen line.
There's actually a scene, I believe, in the 4th episode.
Oh,
where Robbie has to go to an outdoor soup kitchen, not even a kitchen. Like somebody's handing out food to like displaced veterans, displaced black veterans.
Yeah, from World War I, it would be, yeah.
Is Spider-Noir good? I would say as a comic adaptation, it's horrendous. But as its own separate thing, it's actually a really good show, and I would recommend giving it a check it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty okay. I can't give a rating on it because I freaking don't know how ratings work anymore.
That's what Brandon. That is why I do like 5.
Just don't do it like IGN. Just don't do it like IGN.
Just give it 9 or 7 out of 10 and never go higher or lower.
Well, hey, they gave Mixtape a 10 out of 10 for being a.
Anyway, but everyone knows that's an industry plant.
Maybe this is because I grew up with X-Play, who did the 5-star system, the good version, before they tried to do it on YouTube. Anyways,
right. I do have to try. I'd probably give it like maybe a 4 out of 5, possibly, but shoot, what was my other? Did I have another criticism, or was I just tripping? I think I was tripping.
So far for me, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I do think it's a really good show. The costume looks pretty good. I will say it was a little weird in some instances. Like, there's a scene where he's in the dark and he like presses his goggles and they light up, and I'm like, was that kind of technology available back then? I don't think so.
Like fucking Modern Warfare.
Almost. I mean, I would say the effect looked good because it was like there would be scenes of total black and you don't see him, but you only see like the eyes. So it's like, I get what you're going for that. So it's like, at least it's not just some pointless bullshit that they threw into the show. His costume.
The flashlight was invented in 1899. So
they weren't really flashlight. They weren't necessarily flashlights. They were just like, they light up.
I'm just saying, this is 30 years later, and so at least if it's the Depression,
you could probably rig something.
You know, he has that sort of technology has been invented where you have a portable light. You know,
I see.
So as far as like plausibility goes, that is plausible at least.
Yeah,
I also like the fact that his spider sense also plays a massive role in some of the stuff he does.
Oh yeah,
it's portrayed like it's going haywire because he hasn't been necessarily paying attention to it. He's been outright ignoring it, but he's been getting more in tune with it as the series goes on.
Oh, there was one other thing I had, but it's like near the end because it's like he has organic webbing, and there's like one scene where he's using it against a bunch of bad guys, and he runs out of webbing, and it's like it's never really explained. So, and then he gets the webbing back, but like when it's convenient. So I feel like you shouldn't be able to run out of organic webbing.
Well, you'd probably get like physically tired, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, because you're using up your nutrients and stuff, and you're like, oh, I'm shooting and I can't shoot anymore, so I've like used up all my calories essentially to make my organic webbing. You know,
they never really convey that though. But again, like I said, it's still a pretty solid show, and I would give it, recommend it. Either watch it on Amazon, or if you don't want to, yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
Yeah, I got
just
yo-ho.
Google around, and you are totally ignorant as far as the legality of things goes. You're just on the internet.
The copyright issues. Okay, yes, I would recommend Spider-Man Noir Mecha G75 because for once you're not getting punched in the balls for being a Spider-Man fan. But yeah, that's our 2 cents on it. I fail to see how Batman can strike fear into the hearts and minds of criminals when he has a kid tagging along in a bright red, green, and yellow costume with elf shoes and exposed legs.
If it's the classic costume, I kind of agree with you. I think that's a little bit ridiculous, and I'm not sure why they did that.
It was the 40s.
Yeah, I guess it's like a circus performer because he's an acrobat and such. Yeah.
Well, that was also to draw attention away from Batman.
Yeah, the kid's target practice.
Yeah, hey kid, shoot at this kid, not me, bro.
Henry, welcome to. Did I miss? Is the rest of Noir good? Yes, Noir is good. Why is it that everybody's just showing up late and asking me the question after we just got done with that segment? I saw the first episode and thought it was actually pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty good. I bet my enemies are going to be like, Brandon thinks that Spider-Noir is good, but he hates everything.
The gasp.
Yeah, I had somebody complaining about it the other day. Anyway,
nice.
Speaking of Spider-Man, let's keep the ball rolling real quick because I know Arachnid Youth and John are really going to love this. New look at Peter and MJ in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I'm going to crash the fuck out.
They
could not MJ. Call her Michelle.
Michelle. They could not go one movie.
Star Killer when I look at this. You agreed to stay away.
God, she doesn't even look. That looks like that could be a man. If you told me that was like Jordan or something that was looking over his shoulder, not Michael Jordan, but I just
where's the boobage?
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that.
It's like a manly face. Oh my gosh,
a little bit.
Down, right? She's sitting.
Honestly, I
no, she's not sitting down. She's standing up.
No, Spider-Man.
I'm this desperate.
Oh, Spider-Man's sitting.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't have a lady a seat. He's not chivalrous at all.
What's funny is that Tom Holland is actually shorter than
Yeah, I think he's like a few inches. I think
Yeah.
he's a few inches shorter than her.
I am so desperate for fresh faces in this movie. I would take Felicia Hardy at this point.
Dude, you erased
Bring
his
in the Black
memory,
Cat.
and you're just
I don't
gonna
care
bring
anymore.
back all the old characters.
And by the way,
Ugh.
since Zendaya's on screen, do you know she's playing Athena in the movie that's going to tank Christopher Nolan's career?
Oh,
God.
yeah. You know what? Christopher Nolan has had bomb like Tenet. I know everybody's like, "Oh, COVID, whatever."
Dark
Tenet
Knight
was-
Rises.
Well, Dark Knight Rises made $1 billion, but
Well, I'm talking about bad movies in general.
right. No, I agree with you that it's bad. I just meant as far as like financial, like Tenet was, they do the COVID excuse, but it was a confusing, convoluted mess, and that just came out in like 2020, 2021, and then he had like a good one with Oppenheimer as far as financials go. 900 million on a rated R biopic, credit there, but he's kind of off and on anyway. And so, like Odyssey, if it fails, it will not be the first. It will not be completely surprising as far as quality goes, because as you mentioned, like Dark Knight Rises, I don't think Interstellar is very good. Watch Your Name if you want love solving time across the universe. Anyways, but and Zendaya is not a box office draw. She latched onto Dune. She's latched onto Spider-Man.
And yeah, I saw people like making fun of her being in it, unable to act. Oh yeah, and you're getting a tranny to play Achilles.
Here's
Good luck trying people into seats.
Here's her face in every movie ever.
That is literally it. I think it was Nerdrotic posted a meme about it.
There's a lot where they make a montage across all her movies. It's the same expression. And no matter what character she's playing, no matter what emotion she's supposed to be feeling, apparently the scowl is the only thing.
Actually,
I will say that she does show a lot more emotions in all the movies she's in. But 9 times out of 10, she's gonna have that face.
I think it was somebody made the "thank you for being a great, not you, Mary Jane," and it's the one person that they go as "not you" is Zendaya. I mean, Insomniac's Mary Jane isn't really good either.
No,
I'd say
especially in the
Insomniac's
second game.
Worse.
Yeah, because nobody liked her missions in the first game, but as
What
far
did you
as
just
like,
say? Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
thought you were trying to say something smart. I'm sorry.
no, as far as like her I mean, this applies to everything in Insomniac Spider-Man, but like the first game does everything way better than the rest of their shit. And and so
I have seen people justifiably criticize Mary Jane in that game, though.
Yeah, no, her missions
Jane was
were the
fine.
low light.
Well, it's not just her missions; it's her writing in general that's just not very good.
Well, and that I would even say is better in the first game.
Yes, it's
where
slightly better.
she's not like berating and insulting Peter constantly. She is like she's
Except for the
supportive.
except for the one infamous scene where Peter legit saves her from danger that she got herself into, and then she chews him out
He's
for
like, oh,
it.
this is where we broke up, Peter.
Yeah,
I'm up to my
yeah,
fucking
that
controller
shit.
at the screen.
I saw a YouTube short where somebody reanimated that scene, except when Mary Jane's doing the whole rant thing, Peter's legit getting pissed. Like, and then he go like when you get to the line where he says, "You literally just walked into a military," he actually just shows up over and he's legit pissed and he's just yelling at her. It was like one of the best things I've ever seen.
And the only thing that I'll say as far as that goes is it's presented as somewhat of an arc that like she actually has to change a little bit. That like it's not all on him. Like she says that shit, and by the end of the game, she like kind of learns to accept that he's a hero that has put in some freaking danger, and like he's got a lot of hard decisions to make, and that she's not invincible essentially, even though she seems to want to be a superhero without any powers. And then the second game, they're just like, nah, give her a gun and she can just beat everybody anyway.
And aliens. And aliens. Don't forget, she can beat the living crap out of symbiotes.
And then there's a boss fight where she's supposed to be corrupted and evil and telling him bad things. But she's like infected by the symbiote. And
she's Scream.
Scream, yes. And she's
the
yelling all these insults, and he's like,
have
"Yes,
with
you're right, honey." And it's like, no, she's not right. She's evil. Don't you understand this?
And the issue I have with that is that it's portrayed as these are all the feelings MJ has throughout the game. When it's never it presented like that at all early in the game. Like this just comes out of fucking nowhere.
Oh wait, hold up. Reminder: this film has Paul in it. Paul! You mean to tell me Paul's in it?
Oh, the comic character that they just killed off.
Yes, the most hated comic book character in recent memory. The character that I legit have seen nobody like.
Nope.
Oh,
To be honest, I pretty much forgot about him.
Oh my god, this might go down as the worst Spider-Man movie in history. The worst movie in Tom Holland's career. And this is the movie that's trying to be more accurate to Spider-Man.
Brandon, maybe they've heard the fan backlash and they'll just brutally kill, like just have him crushed by a skyscraper or something. They just have him
I do not
become
see
bloody
I don't
paste
see
on the
modern
floor.
Marvel doing. I do not see modern
You're
Marvel
sorry.
doing it.
He's
I'm
just
sorry,
like, hi,
Michelle.
I'm
Victim
Paul,
faith.
and then something immediate, like a giant steel beam, just immediately drops on him and kills him.
I'm
He's
sorry,
just like, oh my
Michelle.
gosh.
It's
Oh, wait,
I'm
Arachne-
sorry, Michelle. I couldn't save Paul. She goes, oh, he was kind of a jackass, anyways.
Nolan was always overrated. Too many people gave him free pass after free pass, all because he made The Dark Knight. Now he gave us Helena of Detroit.
Arachnid Youth. He does the Top Gear thing. He's like, oh no. Anyway.
The sword belongs Stone. Welcome to the stream. Oh, the sword belongs to me. I've been misreading that. PS4 Spider-Man gave us skippable puzzle and QTE segments, but it still forces you to check your privilege with MJ and Miles, even with New Game Plus.
So I will say
absolutely
Miles
hated
is
it.
he's minimally involved in the first game. He's basically teased. I mean, the ending does tease him, and also the QTEs always shut that shit off. They give you the option. I know
They're
people
not
are
even
like,
funny like they are in the classic games.
Well,
The game
I
literally refuses
I-
to go forward if you miss the QTE.
no, dude, I shut them off. Like they're in the options. You can just say
Yeah.
like, I don't want to do the QTEs. Fuck that. And I just
I
like,
remember,
turn
'cause-
off.
I mean, again, the older games did it way better because whenever you failed them, you got the most hilarious fail animations of all time of Spider-Man dying on hilarious ways. I think Web of Shadows has like the best ones.
God of
'Cause
War.
I don't know. I don't think
used
anything
them.
can top Spider-Man 3's I'm going to die. Boom.
Jeremy, gimme Cannibal the Dragon. Welcome to Jeremy. Gimme's
I think he's
D-Day.
saying
Cobra
Jeremy
loves
Grimes is the
Jimmy
D-Day
Jeremy
Cobra guy.
Grimes D-Day Cobra loves Nolan. That's all the reason I need to not like him.
Hey, I'll give him some credit for this because I called him out during one of his D-Day Cobra streams or his political streams. So, and I was like, Jeremy, you need to like call out Nolan for this Odyssey crap. And he started, he's been like, giving him some shit for this apparently. Because he was kind of like joking. He was like, yeah, like, fucking Christopher Nolan, like basically like he was doing it sarcastically, like, oh, he could never make a mistake. It's not like he's completely botched the entire thing with casting the Odyssey and everything. And it's I've already like sworn off it that it's a crap hole now. And so at least he like had a breaking point where he finally was willing to be like, all right, fine, Christopher Nolan, you're sucking for this one. And even my brother, who's like a very much a casual guy, doesn't follow this space at all, nothing like that. Even he recently was like, dude, what's going on with Christopher Nolan? He's like casting all these weird things in the Odyssey.
Oh, thank God SK finally shut the fudge up about me and the Batman.
The 90s.
I saw that show up on my feed. What the fuck was he trying to get at?
I don't know. I literally just say one thing about the Batman in response to another guy saying Batman is an emo who wears eyeliner. And I made a joke about this is what happens when your only exposure to Batman is the Robert Pattinson movie. And
Right.
SK lost his shit.
Yeah, he thought
Okay.
you were like calling that movie shit or something just because you pointed out that one specific aspect only really appears in it. And so it's like, well, you must only have experienced this if you think that this is a fundamental aspect of the character.
Oh my God. Okay, now he's saying I'm not even a fan of MCU Spider-Man. So he has seen my stream, the one where we ripped him to shreds over the defending the AI. I'm calling him out on
He's
that.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. He's not even a fan of MCU Spider-Man. What the fuck is he talking about?
All right, and okay. I got this crazy Joe guy who's basically my newest stalker. He knows I'm here on YouTube too. He's saying The Last Jedi is absolutely the third best Star Wars movie.
That's
Why?
rage bait. I'm not falling for your.
Yeah,
He
like-
thinks The Force Awakens also is like the movie that saved Star Wars. That was hilarious. I got more people,
Text rage bait. I will not fall for it.
No.
and I got more people doing defending the inhibitor chips. I'm probably gonna kick the ass of it while we're in the middle of doing something else. Okay. Speaking of Star Wars, that is going to be an excellent leeway into our other topic. Shit, I still got to get to what I put on my playlist because there's. Okay, so my dad sent me this article because my dad is a great guy. He has helped with this channel from the background. Breitbart, Nolte, Disney's Mandalorian loses box office crown to $750,000 horror movie.
Obsession, yes.
What crown?
Well,
I think it was because it was
won
a movie that-
weekend,
And it also came out like when there's no competition.
right.
It's a
I
high-
mean, whenever you premiere, you should be the top movie for at least one weekend.
Fair enough.
That's kind of sad. You're like a Disney-backed blockbuster, and you get beat out by a fucking indie project.
Not only that, you're a Star Wars movie.
Yes. You took this franchise in just over 10 years. Well, really less than that, but because you haven't released a movie in 7 years. But you took this from if somebody told you Star Wars, that new movie is going to make less than $1 billion, people would be like, you're
you crazy?
Yeah, it's like, and it made $2 billion in 2015, and then like even spin-offs were making $1 billion, all this stuff until the goodwill caught up with them. And
Hashtag
now,
Solo lost money.
yep, and yeah, I mean, really, it was in 3 years that they managed to botch it up, but now it is laughable if you even propose that any Star Wars movie will make $1 billion, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, COVID." There has been plenty of movies that have. I just mentioned one
never
with
mind. That guy's getting his ass kicked by someone.
the fucking what was it? Oppenheimer made over $900 million as a rated R biopic. You should be able to make $1 billion with a Star Wars movie if you actually
crazy.
had fans loving it. And there's been a lot of other $1 billion movies. I mean, Top Gun Maverick made 1.6 billion.
Didn't Dune make $1 billion? Henry asks.
Dune came out like during COVID, so they released it simultaneously on streaming. At least the first one.
So it's like Black Widow, the
yeah,
movie that Scarlett Johansson.
But it still made
That
400
movie
million at the
put me
box
to
office, which was
sleep.
impressive because it was immediately available at home.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
don't
bad
think
for
they've
Scarlett
even-
Johansson. She got the shit into the stick for that.
Yeah, she was promised a more full theatrical thing, whereas it ended up being like a half and half.
The Mandalorian wasn't a movie, just a checklist.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to be fun. A guy who loves fake Star Wars will be live streaming. Plus, it is his birthday. I can't wait to see him go.
Oh, his 2
makes-
billion number. Oh, fuck.
If you're in the Discord, I don't know if you're into Discord, Cannibal the Dragon or anything, but please, let us know how that goes. I cannot wait. I mean, I'm sure Mr. Grizzy is going to make a video on him at some point, maybe next week, because Mr. Grizzy is absolute king. Go watch him if you want to see Shills just breaking down crying.
You know, with
Assuming
the money go on, Burn, finish.
If you want to see Shills being complete idiots, I mean, assuming you can stand losing some brain cells. All right, go ahead, Wolfscar.
With all the money that Disney has spent since they've acquired Star Wars, I don't think they've even made back the money they spent buying it, have they?
I don't think so.
because they
That's
spent
crazy.
4 billion, and people are going to look at revenue. The problem is you have to look at profit, not because revenue does not take into account expenses in making any of these things. This is why it's funny whenever they're like, "Oh, but the merchandise that'll make it profitable." It's like, guys, merchandise costs money to to R&D. It costs money to make it, manufacture it. It costs money. Retailers take a cut. So, whenever you're looking at just revenue, you're missing like 90% of the picture.
And if any of you guys have seen World Class Bullshitters, they have mountains of videos covering all these these stores where Disney products are just running on the shelves. Shoot, I was watching a video that Just Stop made where he covered the crimes of Disney. And he was talking about how, they ruined the Star Wars brand to the point that when Toys R Us was going out of business, they couldn't give Star Wars toys away.
Oh, they were
And
on
that was where you
clearance
could-
sales. Yeah.
I remember I was there. That at my Toys R Us when it was going out of business, and I bought Skylanders there because I was still in the middle of the Toys to Life craze. Skylanders being the best
crazy.
of the bunch.
They might as well sell
Spyro.
Star Wars right now.
Oh, I wish. The thing is, companies will never let go of IP. They'll be like, we will cling on to IP until the day we die. I know this from Xbox because I wish that they would sell off 90% of their fucking gaming IPs.
Please, for the love of God, give away Halo. 343 has just been
like they did do Halo dirty from the start because it was supposed to be a Mac thing and they swooped in to make it an Xbox exclusive. But like, I'm referring more to the ones they had no hand in even starting, where they're just like, oh, we're just going to take Elder Scrolls and Call of Duty now. Bye.
Speaking of Call of Duty, another trailer came out for it. If it wasn't for the fact that Call of Duty is kind of a nothing burger, we'd probably go over the trailer. What did you guys think of Halo coming to PlayStation? Now, if it was the original version, that would be one thing. If it's the new version, it can go to hell.
Yeah, it's the original game, but it's like another remake of it.
Okay, never mind. That can go to hell because I've seen people already crapping on it because it's like it's not really going to be like a remake. It's just going to be they're going to take the assets from like their last game and they're going to place them in.
To be honest with you, I give credit to Halo as far as like the Master Chief character and story and everything. It also started a lot of the trends that I hate in first-person shooters, where it's like 2-weapon limits, regen health, all this stuff, and the stuff that I love that was being. Oh, go ahead.
The only game company that I see that can really get away with reusing assets over and over and over again are the people who make the Yakuza games.
Oh yeah. They do keep costs down, absolutely.
Disney wasted money. The Fox deal costed them over $70 billion. Andor's budget was $650 million. Yeah, and what did they have to show for it? A bunch of products that ratings are in the toilet and nobody cares about. A failed Star Wars hotel that they ended up completely gutting. There's the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Yeah,
which
it costs like thousands of dollars to stay at for a weekend.
It was cheap. It was based in the Disney trilogy, the trilogy nobody liked even at the time.
And they shut it down very quickly, right?
Yeah. Yes. It was like as if Starkiller reached up, grabbed it out, and pulled it straight into the earth. Because I have to get my Force Unleashed reference in. But the thing with but then it was like you had the Galaxy's Edge, which was a failure, and now they're trying to save that by bringing in the original trilogy and scrapping everything with the Disney trilogy.
Well, you know why it was a failure, though. It's because they didn't invite Christian Harloff, and he had been busting his ass being a Star Wars fan for years, and he didn't get an invite to their premiere. And so,
but he'd be investigating Disney and their trench coats.
That was why he got pissed. That was like his whole rant about that, where he said he'd been busting is because he didn't get invited to the Galaxy.
Oh wait, never mind. I was thinking I was thinking Chris Hansen.
No, Christian Harloff is the Collider.
No, I know who Christian Harloff is. No, I jumped to Chris Hansen because I watched a video from another guy that had Chris Hansen in the thumbnail.
It's like take a seat right over there, Bob Iger.
No, I don't want to take a seat.
Oh, did you guys see the new COD trailer? I don't really care for COD.
I don't even anymore.
Dude, it got beat by Battlefield last year. I feel like nobody even talks about that because it was like.
I think at this point nobody really gives a crap about Call of Duty. It's just that thing that exists.
Well, that was a big thing for years.
Zombies ain't good. I don't really give a shit.
It was like back in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. It was always like the battle, not to make a pun, but like Battlefield versus COD. It was like the first-person shooter wars, and it's like, will they ever overtake them? And then it finally happened, and nobody cared enough to even comment on it because they were both so over the hill at that point.
Also, they're making a Chris Hansen film with Robert Pattinson. Yes, Robert Pattinson is playing Chris Hansen.
That's crazy.
What?
That's very interesting. All right.
Are they doing a documentary about how to catch a predator or something?
I wonder if they'll include the Chris Hansen segments where he is sitting down with the illegals in 2025 that were
Oh my God,
convicted of
whoever
the same things.
No wonder my dad sent me this. This is by John Nolte. Dear normal people, prepare yourselves to enjoy more glorious humiliation for the Disney grooming syndicate with the news that a $750,000 horror movie just snatched the box office crown right off the Mandalorian Grogu's poorly CGI'd head. I have to give it
they
to
used practical. How dare you?
I gotta give credit to whoever wrote this. This might just be one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. My dad's got to keep sending me these. These
I
these
just
are
like
gold.
that chick that's holding a big ribeye on the right there.
I'm hungry.
You get two different.
What
Okay,
amazing.
I know somebody's gonna lose their shit. I'm gonna have to say it though because I love watching my enemies cry. You get two different kinds of me in this.
Well,
on
they always say to make a man happy, you flatter them, and then two other F words. One of them is feed, and then that's the advice. Oh gosh, I forget her name. Julie and Julia was the movie. But it was this Julie lady that did a cooking show, and she was like, "That's how I keep my husband." No,
Julia Child.
Child, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she was like, how do you keep a man happy? And she said, flatter him, feed him, and do another thing with him. It was 3 Fs.
On Wednesday, this low-budget horror movie grossed $5.6 million, while The Mandalorian and Grogu grossed just $4.2 million. Love to see it.
Sad.
Remember how they did
And
the
you still
holiday
question-
weekend to try and make their weekend box office look better? They were like, oh, we'll release it on Memorial Day, just like Solo, because that turned out so well.
And you still question whether or not there's a god. Pay special attention to this next fact. This next fact is even more humiliating for Disney. This $750,000 horror movie is called Obsession, and it was released wide. And this is amazing, a week earlier than The Mandalorian and Grogu on May 15th. The Mandalorian and Grogu was released wide on May 22nd. What am I doing? So, a movie that should have run out of steam by now, a movie that's been in wide release for a week longer, is beating a Star Wars movie. But that's not all. The Mandalorian and Grogu is currently playing in 4,300 theaters. Obsession is playing in only 2,655 theaters. In summations, despite the massive advantage of being released a week later, playing in about 1,600 more theaters, having a production budget about 150 times larger, and a promotion budget that was likely 100 times larger, Disney still lost Star Wars. Disney Star Wars still lost. Kathleen Kennedy still lost. Glorious. Now, Kathleen Kennedy's failure is complete.
Oh, but don't worry, Starfighter will be way better. It's the real test.
Oh yeah, I think people were saying because I saw Mr. Grizzly's video that the Mandalorian and Grogu is a mulligan, and that Starfighter is going to be the real test about whether or not Star Wars is back.
It's not. No, there's no way.
Absolutely not. I don't care if Ryan Gosling is in it.
I don't even know who that guy is, honestly.
He was in Project Hail Mary.
I haven't seen that yet.
People mostly know him from Blade Runner and fucking Barbie.
Oh.
Shit. I forgot he was in Barbie. Damn, I keep wanting to remember that movie doesn't exist.
It's funny because he kind of stole the. From what I know, he stole the show, even though like it's supposed to be a female-centric movie, but yet the man is the character that stole the show. I think he got an award for it too, or was nominated for an award.
He tried too hard for that movie. And Drive. Ryan Gosling was in Drive.
Oh, Drive, Blade Runner.
That's a good movie, Drive.
Now get ready for the tiki. Back in 2018, Disney's box office flop, Solo, a Star Wars story, opened on the same Memorial Day weekend as The Mandalorian.
Yep.
That means that what's coming is apples to apples. And on its first Wednesday after Memorial Day, Solo grossed $4.9 million for a total domestic take of $115.2 million. On its first Wednesday after opening over Memorial Day weekend, The Mandalorian grossed just $4.2 million for a total domestic haul of just $109 million. To be fair, because I don't want to take anything away from Obsession, that movie is a legitimate phenomenon. The rarest of rarities where word of mouth is driving it to increase its box office over time. Hey, it's Night of the Living Dead all over again. And it's doing so after launching wide. This has only happened a handful of times in the 50-year-old history of wide releases. Obsession is making box office history, and that accomplishment deserves to be recognized and not plowed under as we gloat over the failure of the groomers at Disney.
No, Obsession, and it's a shame that it's not like... I only really get into horror movies like sometimes in January, but then a lot of times in September, October. And so I would love to go find it. Luckily, it doesn't need it because it's clearly made back its budget many times over. But I will gladly be checking out Obsession and The Backrooms this probably September.
I actually have to get around to watching a scary movie at some point. Nevertheless, Obsession's astonishing success is its own thing, as is The Mandalorian and Grogu's deeply satisfying failure. If the man-hating bigots at Disney hadn't alienated, insulted, and dismissed Star Wars fans, the piece you are reading right now could have been about how both movies are breaking the bank. But the normal people hating groomers at Disney chose to hate us, so here we are hating them right back and relishing every second of it. True that, man. Yeah. Damn, John Nolte. Professional Disney haters here on Awesomecast. I remember it was mostly women hating the Barbie movie. Big shock. Ruined one of the most popular girl brands of all time, and you pissed off the target audience.
Well, I'll give Barbie credit for making money because it was kind of a bait and switch. It played into the girly aesthetic. It played up to, gay guys, although I don't think that was like any significant amount of money. But it mainly was a girls brand catering to girls. And then, of course, they pull the rug out and, in the third act, but they kind of hid it behind a veneer of like kind of playing into the femininity. So it ended up doing well enough. I think they could have made even more if they made an actual good movie. I feel like it's somewhat of a tragedy, but all well.
All right. Okay. So next there was a tranny in As a Barbie too.
Holy shit. Yeah, that fucking lady. Yeah. I remember, to be honest with you, that movie was so in one ear and out. It's kind of like the Avatar movies, and that like it made all this money, but then like everybody instantly forgot about it. It felt like.
Oh, damn. A small indie horror movie just dug a Disney Star Wars movie's grave and buried it under 6 feet of its shit. You'll love to see it.
Rest in pieces.
I only watch the classics, and by classics, I'm talking Hitchcock, The Birds.
I honestly found that movie kind of boring, not gonna lie.
I think I've only seen maybe one Hitchcock movie. If you want horror, Brandon, watch Alien and Jaws. I've seen Jaws with my family. I'm a very squeamish type, though, and I tried watching Alien, and then I gave up.
Oh, man.
Watch Psycho, too.
I kind of prefer something like a horror comedy, like a scary movie.
Brandon, if you want, there's a really good horror with comedic elements. It also has some really amazing practical gory effects. And you can watch the original Evil Dead, but I would say Evil Dead 2 is actually where I would recommend.
Sam Raimi. Yeah.
It's Sam Raimi and it's Bruce Campbell being an absolute madman. He would put any professional wrestler to shame with how many bumps he takes in that movie. He's smashing plates over his head, pouring blood, getting blood poured all over him, and just getting beat to crap in that movie.
No wonder Bruce Campbell was allowed to be in cameos for the Spider-Man movies.
I mean, and it's a great story too, because like him and Sam Raimi basically like they were buddies growing up. they made the first Evil Dead for like a literal shoestring budget, like filmed it in like Tennessee or somewhere, or Kentucky or something, and just like completely made it happen on their own. And then they basically got a bigger budget and were able to make Evil Dead 2, which is why I recommend starting there. Because I'm like, oh, they basically remade the first movie, but with the effects that they intended.
To think that Sam Raimi would go from making stuff like that in the Spider-Man movies to making Doctor Strange Mom. You want to forget he made that. Everyone just suddenly went mute. An arachnid mute is strangely mute for some reason. I think he's dead. Dead Alive is a good horror comedy. Peter Jackson directed it. Interesting.
I'm sorry, somebody call for me?
Oh, we were talking Sam Raimi and Evil Dead.
Damn it, not Spider-Man? Damn it.
No, it's just the Spider-Man director.
Hey, I can't talk about Spider-Man 24/7 on this channel. That'd get really boring.
Sadly.
All right, next up, another article, and then we'll try and get some videos out of the way. Star Wars spent a decade pushing away boys. So why would today's teenagers care about the Mandalorian and Grogu? Marvin Montanaro. Disney and Lucasfilm have been telling boys that Star Wars isn't for them since the Disney trilogy kicked off in 2015. So why should any boy born in the Disney era care at all about the Mandalorian and Grogu? For years, Disney and Lucasfilm insisted that Star Wars needed to evolve. Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm repeatedly framed the franchise as something that had to move beyond its traditional audience and embrace a modern identity, chasing that mythical modern audience that we have proven does not exist. The messaging wasn't subtle either. Between the Force's female branding, endless access media lectures about toxic fandom, and storytelling that often portrayed legacy male heroes as broken failures, a generation of young boys growing up hearing one consistent message: this franchise wasn't for them. And now Disney is releasing The Mandalorian and Grogu, a movie very clearly designed to appeal to 13-year-old boys. There's an irony there that Lucasfilm doesn't seem willing to acknowledge, because if you spend a decade telling your historic core audience that they're the problem, eventually they stop caring.
And look what happened.
Oh, I think because John, I think, is the only one of us who's watched the movie. Don't worry, he didn't give any money to Disney. The Mandalorian and Grogu is built like an old school boy adventure fiction.
What?
It's really not. It's incredible. It does. It's what Filoni, I think, would think is that, but he's incapable. He makes the most generic action. Somebody made a great point. I think it was on EFAP where they're like, he wanted to make a Western, but in The Man with No Name, Clint Eastwood actually does clever things, whereas the Mando just walks in with his invincibility armor and shoots everybody, and it's really boring. It's like a checklist of like marketable stuff. They're like, yeah, creatures, let's throw in a cute creature, have the guy say a catchphrase and shoot a bunch of things. That'll get everybody. It's like, no, you have to have like some semblance of a thought behind
you need
your writing.
Substance. All right. Strip away the branding and the Mandalorian and tofu. I stole that from Decrepit. It's classic adolescent fantasy.
Mango and grok. I like that.
You have armored bounty hunters, giant monster fights, laser battles, cool ships, silent stoic heroes, creature sidekicks, arena combat, explosions, action figures waiting to happen, and simplistic cool factor storytelling. Exactly how much of that is actually true?
I mean, like silent stoic. Yeah, he doesn't say a lot. The problem is you have to actually say something with your actions, and he doesn't. He just goes from. He's like a ping pong protagonist. He's just like, oh, I guess I'll go here because somebody told me to. Like he has no morals. He has no character.
My uncle, he was over here for Memorial Day. He said that for most of that movie, it's actually Pedro Pascal's stuntman. Pedro himself isn't really there for like 99%.
Well, his face appears in one scene where he has this helmet removed. I think Jon Favreau and Pedro Pascal basically just phoned it in, literally. Like they were probably just like record my lines or whatever. And then Favreau was like, I'll give you some instructions over the phone, bro. It's fine. Just like film the AT-ATs. Yeah, it's just like nobody cares, and it shows. It is the most bland, generic. Like there's a fade to black halfway through the film when they complete their mission, and it's like, oh well, everything is resolved as was presented in the first half of the film. So I guess we're done here, but I know that I can see on my little bar that there's another half to go. So what's going to happen? And they're just like, oh, I guess the Hutts didn't like what he did, so they're going to attack him now, and he's going to have to fight them. It's like, it really is like very blatantly like 5 or 6 episodes of the show just spliced together and some stuff cut out probably.
Okay, let's. This is exactly the kind of thing that historically connected with young boys. George Lucas understood that from the beginning, Star Wars was mythic pulp adventure. It was Flash Gordon mixed with Kurosawa, westerns, comic books, and war serials. What the shit am I looking at?
Looks like an Obi-Wan e-avatar.
That doesn't mean girls can't enjoy it too. Of course they could. Princess Leia became one of the most beloved female characters in movie history precisely because she was compelling naturally, not because Lucasfilm built entire marketing campaigns around identity politics. But Disney's Star Wars era increasingly stopped selling adventure and started selling messaging. And young audiences notice and hate that, unless you're a complete and total brain-dead moron.
Yep. Even the people that they're pandering to hate it because smart people in those groups don't want to be just made in. It's like, this is not my whole identity, Disney. Like, you can't just make me watch something by putting this person in it.
Disney mistook online applause for a real audience. The problem wasn't introducing female characters. Star Wars always had strong female characters. Jaina Solo, Princess Leia, Padme, Aayla Secura, Shakti,
Janors.
Yes, the list frickin' goes on. The problem was the constant framing. Again and again, Disney-era Star Wars projects were marketed less as exciting adventures and more like as cultural correction. Legacy male characters were dismantled, humiliated, or portrayed as failures. Luke Skywalker became a cynical hermit. Han Solo reverted backward. Obi-Wan Kenobi was broken. And male authority figures often existed only to be incompetent obstacles. Just look at what they did to my boy Indiana Jones. Meanwhile, newer protagonists frequently arrive fully formed, fully female, and emotionally untouchable. Rey became the symbol of this shit for many fans. No shit. She was the first one. She wasn't merely heroic. She was presented as inherently superior. She mastered abilities rapidly, rarely struggled meaningfully, and often succeeded where legacy characters failed.
This is true for Ahsoka as well, by the way.
Oh, Lord. Then came projects like The Acolyte, which poured gasoline onto the culture war surrounding the franchise. Instead of trying to rebuild trust with alienated fans, yeah, good luck with that, Disney. Lucasfilm and entertainment media outlets often doubled down, treated criticism itself as evidence of moral failure. That may generate applause on social media, but it doesn't necessarily generate lifelong fandom. It certainly didn't get too much applause on social media.
Nope. Hey, remember when Anakin destroyed the Death Star?
Well, I mean, technically, he birthed the person who did destroy it by transitive property, he has destroyed the Death Star because it was his sperm that turned into Luke Skywalker who destroyed it. So there, suck it, Chud.
Kylo Ren is a simp for Rey. Finn is the same screaming Rey all the time. Poe is nothing. Boys didn't stop wanting Star Wars. They stopped feeling welcome. What we want is real Star Wars back. This is the point.
What these people never understand is that, like, having an 80-20 franchise, as in, like, hey, 80% of your audience is going to be dudes and the 20% who are women. Guess they always say, like, oh,
we need to pander to the women.
Well, and not even those ones. They're like, we need to pander to try and get more to make it like 50-50 because that's like the ideal. It's like that's never been the case. To bring up Barbie again, it's like nobody was like, hey, Barbie's appealing too much to women. We need to make it 50-50 and make it men.
Men at Transformers.
Yeah, you always have things that appeal to certain people because there are inherent differences. And the problem is they don't want to accept that. So they're like, no, everything should be 50-50. Everything should be perfectly balanced as all things should be. And we're just gonna Thanos this shit.
And look what they did. And look at what they did to crap like comic books. The comic industry is freaking dying.
Sad.
Yep. And basically like they're like, oh, the women felt unwelcome because there weren't enough of them. Like, go to any Comic-Con, see a chick cosplaying. I guarantee you they don't feel unwelcome. They maybe feel a little bit too welcome if there's such a thing as that. Because the guys are going to be freaking out.
You know what? I'm going to say, if you're a Star Wars fan, you know you hate gold when your girlfriend or your wife agrees to cosplay as Slave Leia.
I've seen that at parties before, the Han Solo and Slave Leia dancing together. I'm like, oh damn, lucky man. But
I gotta do that at some point if I ever get a girl.
But it's basically like I've even stopped calling them rare whenever I talk to them because that like I don't want to feel like I'm like you're extraordinary basically if you're that person because like even often guys will just ask you to just be open-minded, be like, you don't even have to love this, just like enjoy it with me. And by the way, that's who makes you your money too, because they're going to drag their whole family if they're not dragging their girlfriend or wife to go see.
I tried doing that with my family.
Like I used to do that back whenever Marvel was good. And it was like, whenever Infinity War came out, I distinctly remember we were having dinner, dinner and a movie, go see Infinity War, and it was like my sister, her husband-in-law, well, my brother-in-law, and then like my mom and dad who were not caught up on all the Marvel shit, and so I was basically like, all right, here's real quick thing. Thor had his eye taken out, he fought his sister, and like Thanos was destroying his ship in the last movie, so like that's where he is, and then I was like catching them up on stuff because it's like, this is called the ripple effect. The hardcore people are not going to make up enough money to win you over, probably, if you're making an expensive enough thing. But the hardcore people, they drag all the casuals and all the normies there if they're excited and enthused about something,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You. Okay. Real quick. Okay, this is the point many critics intentionally avoid. Nobody is saying boys own Star Wars. We just happen to be the vast majority.
Right.
But historically, boys and young men were the engine that drove the franchise financially through toy collecting, video game sales, merchandise, repeat theatrical viewings, expanded universe stuff. Hey, something finally got the name right.
Hallelujah.
Comics, cosplay, and general attachment passed from fathers to sons, just like with me and my dad.
In other news,
or scroll down. Yes, thank you. I just want to get Rose off the screen.
But what happens when an entire generation grows up hearing that the old audience was toxic, outdated, and something the franchise needed to move past? A 13-year-old today was born around 2012 or 2013. Think about what Star Wars has looked like during their entire conscious life. Endless online fan wars, because that always happens. Sequel trilogy backlash, completely deserved, by the way. Identity-driven marketing campaigns, those always go well. Disney Plus oversaturation. People have been leaving Commie Plus in droves. Lucasfilm employees publicly fighting with fans. Pablo Hidalgo, you lying son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Access Media accusing critics of ideological wrongdoing. And divisive projects like the Daglite wasn't divisive. That thing was just straight up shit. Everybody
that was
knew
like
it.
Unifying, if anything, because everybody just agreed it was shit, aside from like a guy who loves fake Star Wars, like weirdly trying to push it.
Today's teenage boys never experienced Star Wars as a universally loved cultural phenomenon.
And whose fault is that?
To them, it's just another corporate IP adults argue about online. That's catastrophic for a franchise built on generational passion. As for the thing about adults arguing online about it, it's like, no shit. That happens to literally anything online. I mean, when you're a passionate fan, you argue over stuff that's stupid.
Yeah.
Take it from me and my many argument victories over idiots on Twitter or YouTube. I really wish we got a Star Wars series / movie that focused on smugglers and bounty hunters. The whole thing could have been a genuine love letter to spaghetti westerns. But
don't
no,
you know
all we
about
get is
Star Wars
men to
Outlaws?
Did you actually? We were supposed to get Star Wars Underworld, and then that never happened. And George was set to direct that.
We have Kay Vest to represent the underworld, where she can just be friends with everybody to where Jabba saves her.
And I remember my brother said that Han and Chewie should have been the main characters because they are themselves technically outlaws.
It would absolutely have worked. The time period would have had to be shifted because it could have been Lando and Chewie, because it takes place between episodes 5 and 6.
Oh, okay.
But
it could have been them hunting for Han.
Yeah, he would have been in Carbonite, but because you even see Han and Carbonite, I believe, at the end, because you see Boba Fett. But anyways, you could have just shifted it to be between episodes 4 and 5, or post episode 6 or something.
Star Wars Outhouse doesn't count. Arachnid, are you still there, man? Just checking.
I'm still alive. Sorry.
Okay. Video. Okay, go get in the work ethic done. Good man. The merchandise problem tells the real story. Nothing exposes audience enthusiasm like merchandise. For decades, Star Wars dominated toy aisles. Kids wanted lightsabers, clone troopers, X-Wings, Darth Vader helmets, Boba Fett figures, Lego sets, backpacks, bed sheets, lunchboxes, everything. Now, outside of Grogu, Disney-era Star Wars merchandise has struggled to create truly iconic new characters that resonate deeply with young audiences. Grogu literally does not resonate with anyone.
I'm so shocked.
He's not even a character. Retailer / shelf space. Disney trilogy toys notoriously underperformed compared to expectations. Even Hasbro, once heavily reliant on major licensed brands, has faced significant financial struggles in recent years after landing the Star Wars license as toy sales across multiple franchises stagnated. Grogu became the exception because Grogu bypassed ideology entirely. He's simple, cute, marketable, and universal. And now everybody hates him. But that was back in 2019. Anyone who wants Grogu merchandise already has a lot of it. Oh, God. Don't remind me of the gaps. But where are the Disney era equivalents of Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Darth Maul, Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or clone troopers? I am so glad they did not say Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Where are the characters boys obsessively pretend to be on playgrounds? The silence is deafening. Disney wants boys back, but the relationship may be already broken. Oh, it's been broken for over 10 years.
Oof. Broken and buried.
Broken, buried, and burned. That's what makes The Mandalorian and Grogu so fascinating. The movie feels like an admission that we are a shitty brand that doesn't give a crap anymore. An admission that after years of chasing online approval, Lucasfilm suddenly remembers who historically sustained the franchise financially. Boys, young men, gamers, collectors, fathers, and lifelong sci-fi fans. The problem is that relationships don't instantly repair themselves. If you spend a decade telling young male audiences that they're the problem, eventually many of them stop emotionally investing altogether.
Yeah,
and that may be the real reason Star Wars no longer feels culturally dominant. Not because boys grew out of it, but because Disney trained an entire generation not to care in the first place. It's truly sad to see. I only care about it because I grew up on real Star Wars.
I still need to make my girlfriend watch the OG trilogy and the prequels.
Make her chain her
numerical order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's how numbers work. That's the intended viewing order via George Lucas.
All right, I gotta be off to work now.
Say,
okay, man. Go earn that green paper.
Just don't turn it into Grogu green.
Hey,
nah, but I'll still be on the chat with my phone.
Hey, no problem, man. And see you next time.
See ya.
And then there were 3.
I will say though, I mean, like A New Hope does make for a great intro to the franchise. I mean, obviously it was the intro for the majority.
I know. I just it's like people are like, oh, the original trilogy because of this of Darth Vader, and I'm like, it's been over 40 years. Darth Vader being Anakin Skywalker is not a plot twist anymore.
Yeah, not even for the plot. I just think it's a great self-contained adventure. Like I even listening to the book recently, I was just like, man, what a great like open and shut story, kind of. It's just like it's such a great way to like
I
just
think
like
it's weird
segue
for me
people
because I
into larger
grew up
universe.
playing. I think it's weird for me because I grew up with the complete saga. So it's like I grew up with the movies in that order.
I gotcha. Yeah.
All right. So I note that this made the news, and this is hilarious. And also, what a wonderful way for me to get to watch the new superhero movie. Where I'm getting it from Ryan Kennel. Supergirl actress Millie Alcock just made things worse for the DCU after mocking Christian fathers.
Ryan over in Japan right now, just screaming and scaring all the Japanese people. They're like, it's Rizilla. He's like, Disney woke.
I see tons of Baby Yoda on Facebook Marketplace.
Well,
that is the one online shop I don't have. I actually just got a new pack. I actually got a new package on eBay a while ago. Like, oh shoot,
the after sale market. That's Facebook Marketplace. It's great for if you're doing a move or something and you need some furniture and stuff. Like my aunt, they built a house recently and they got a shit ton of big furniture on a Facebook Marketplace.
All right. Okay, here we go.
With all the discussion surrounding the box office with the release of Mandalorian and Grogu, it can be easy to forget that Supergirl is actually releasing within a few weeks. And
I legit forgot Supergirl was coming. Time flies when you're busy ripping crap apart.
What's the release date for Supergirl?
I think it's like June 22nd.
Oh, it's June.
Because
I was thinking, I was like going to play Spider-Man games, and I was like, oh, that's July. I'm like way off. And
June 26th.
Ooh, so it's less than a month away. There's been absolutely no buzz, and there's been nothing to steal the buzz because
me
Mango
neither.
And
It's like
flopped.
I actually forgot about it until I saw like trailers for it while I was binging Spider-Noir.
Dude, I mean, like the Mango and Grogu stuff, everybody was like, oh, is it going to make less than 500, less than 400? Looks like less than 400 now. Supergirl, man, Superman, which this is a derivative of, naturally going to make less. 600. So, man, where's Supergirl going to end up? It's got to be under 500. It's basically a question of whether you're under 300 or 400.
I actually hope this movie is really dog shit because Khalil, one of the other Awesomecast hosts who sadly hasn't been on for like the last dozen episodes because of real life problems, which that's part of why I got to change the intro until he comes back. He says that if this movie sucks, he's going to actually admit to me that I was right all along about the DCU.
He's the one with the Jinx avatar, right?
Yes, he is. He is. I'll probably have to swap. I'll swap out his photo for Arachnid Youths because it's like he hasn't been here for a while. No, not that I'm getting rid of it.
I was about to mention I'm going to call it a night because I got to get up early in the morning.
Oh,
okay, no problem, man. It'll just be me and John, the dynamic duo.
You guys have a good night.
Worse. Yeah.
See you, Arachnid. All right, and now it's the two of us. What online shop do you mostly use for Star Wars stuff? So first I used Amazon for getting my Star Wars stuff, action figures. Now that I have access to eBay, I might start using that. I've only used it for Transformer stuff so far. For my books, I've actually started using worldofbooks.com. Wow. That is a great site. It's worked for me. I actually just recently got a Batman novelization that came out last year. That's supposed to be a sequel to Batman 1989.
I'll say for anything like cosplay or anything like that. I just made a Mortal Kombat costume. I'll be taking pictures with it in early June whenever we go to Phoenix Fan Fusion. But Etsy is really good. You got to kind of do piecemeal specific stuff. But if you're looking for that sort, at least that doesn't give money directly to them because they're normally copyrighted.
A friend of mine dropped this in our Discord. I don't know if John's in my actual public Discord, but somebody actually dropped that on Etsy. Someone made these detailed Indiana Jones journals from Fate of Atlantis, the first 3 movies. So I really want to get my hands on those.
This is the Awesome Autobot.
Yes, that one. I don't know if you're in that.
I'm not on that one as much. I am in it.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's hard for me to keep track because, for one, I got a billion Wolfscar clones in there, and second off, it's so many people are busy doing their own thing, so the Discord's kind of the same few general people. Super Hawk Tua Girl was already going to fail. All the actress did was remind everyone of its imminent failure. Yep.
If I were the executive for DC right now, I would be calling Millie Alcock, just telling her, be quiet until the movie premieres.
Shut up, you stupid bitch.
I'm not even asking you to apologize or do anything.
Just shut the hell up.
Yeah, just stop. You can wait until after we've had our box office run at least. Geez, it's a Rachel Zegler situation where it's I'm going to have to fly across the country to talk to you personally, and then you'll get mad at me for that.
I actually do. I have seen people saying that Millie Alcock might just be the next Rachel Zegler.
Dude, she's trying to, she knows it's going to fail. So she's trying to preempt people and
I blame it on the fact
this is why it failed.
I blame
because of all the sexists.
Yeah, I'm gonna partially blame it that it's she doesn't even look like she takes a shower in the damn movie.
Yeah.
Constantly.
We got to have her in a trench coat to buck gender norms and have her act like a dude the whole time.
CT2718. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie should have been directed by Michael Bay and have Devastator, but Devastator have un obitanium and the Mandalorian has to fight but could never win. That would be hilarious.
It's a Beskar Devastator. He's I'm directly beneath the enemy's scrotum.
And then Devastator just crushes him. Splat. Oh, I would pay to see that. Etsy is also a good place for 3D print 40K models. I did see some Spider-Man masks there too that I might get. The one I currently have isn't bad though.
I have gotten, because I got a Deadpool costume on a cosplay site, but then the mask specifically, I really wanted to get. There was an Etsy one, but it was really expensive, and so I was I gotta hold off on that, but I'll keep it in mind. And then the Sub-Zero, I was all right, I'm gonna get the mask, gonna get the guards, gonna get the gloves. I kind of got it all a little bit separately. But good stuff.
One of the reasons it can be easy to forget is because it's hard to remember when no one cares. But
that is such a great line. That is true.
What a hater.
Unfortunately, that's the truth for James Gunn in the DC universe. It doesn't seem like that many people are all that invested.
I remember actually thinking that James Gunn could make the DC worth investing in because of Guardians. I was a stupid idiot.
He has gradually lost clout since the first Guardians. Obviously, like most people, I love the first Guardians. But even Guardians 2, I was he's getting a little up his own ass here. He's after every joke, he has the characters guffawing incessantly, where I'm just dude, if the joke were funny, the audience should laugh, not your characters.
And I think it was some of my chat in one of my earlier streams was talking about how he basically ruined the original Guardians.
Oh, really?
The comic, not the movie.
I
haven't read the comics yet, because I don't have any Guardian comics, so.
In the Supergirl movie, the next big release for the DC universe, and certainly it could be well on its way to losing a lot of money at the box office. And when the star, Millie Alcock, continues to make statements that turn off a large portion of the comic book DC fan base, that can't help things either. It was several weeks ago, around a month and a half, when Millie Alcock did an interview.
Oh my gosh, I love the fact that he paired up. paired her up with a She-Hulk. That was hilarious.
No, that's not
hilarious.
even him. That's just this article that.
Yeah, Marvin Montanaro. Didn't we
Yeah.
cover? Didn't we read something by him already?
And something she said about backlash and controversy and criticism kind of made people, turn their
Discourse,
head and say, wait,
perhaps,
what?
as
Is
Amanda
that
Stenberg would say, be like, discourse, don't fuck with your discourse. If anyone
That was me. Okay, it was Wolfscar. All right.
Yeah. Basically, like, I mean, I get the She-Hulk comparison because they all blame that on sexism or whatever. And it was basically a movie made out of spite.
Yeah,
but
take one of the most beloved female characters in Marvel, if not comic book history, and then ruin her.
Do you guys remember though? Like, I mean, because given that release date, since we're less than a month out, you remember like James Gunn was doing all this press for that Superman movie just last year, and
he ran a shill program for it.
Yeah, what has he been doing for Supergirl though? Like, this has been a completely different
I
approach. Where they're like,
I have to go double check Mr. Grizzy because I don't know if he's run a shill program for Supergirl yet.
I feel like he's been way more out of the spotlight for this one. He's kind of like, just let it go and see what happens.
I think it's also because he might be working on this crappy Superman sequel we're getting next year.
Well, and he didn't direct this one, even though very clearly he influenced it. But like, maybe he's trying to give the impression of like, oh no, I'm giving them creative freedom. See, I'm not involved. Even though
it's sort of like what they did with the
horseshit.
Ant-Man movie, where they got a director who really wanted to do it, but it was like they didn't let him do it his way. It had to be like a very safe way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they probably like heavily influenced it anyway. James Gunn has not been there, but maybe that is why he's trying to give that impression.
Mm-hmm.
Really want controversy surrounding this movie that doesn't look like a lot of people are invested in it right now. Supergirl star Millie Alcock preemptively blames.
Soups has been off radar too, and he shows for this DCU more than anyone.
Yeah, he goes to their premieres. He does a lot of stuff like on site.
I think it's because a lot of people have been giving him shit for it. Like more beyond than just, us.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I think I saw someone did a video going after him at some point. The Guardians of the Galaxy appeared in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes for one episode. It was the only screen accurate depiction, and Master Chief voiced Star-Lord in that.
Oh, damn.
Cute. Gunn just ruined the Guardians, especially Peter, from astronaut war hero to pop 80s guy. So many shows have vanished. Did the rapture happen? Actually, if you watched one of Darth Melvin's latest videos, he covered that there was basically like a shill war going on X because we were getting new shills. One of them I've already taken a few swings at myself. That's how I got myself into the Hot Toys controversy. That is still freaking hilarious.
What's the Hot Toys controversy?
It was the Ahsoka one. It was the one that people kept calling me a pedophile for.
Oh, that shit. Yeah.
That
it's
was
like make her like series accurate or whatnot. And they were like, oh, why?
I keep clicking the wrong things, damn it.
Sexism for backlash ahead of film's release. Echoes She-Hulk rhetoric. And what
that was the rhetoric for a lot of crappy projects.
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Kenobi? Like, I'll give credit to Moses Ingram. She was completely weirded out by Disney doing that.
Yep. And Ewan McGregor was all like, if you're like that, then you're no Star Wars fan in my eyes.
Was about, and she was talking about the backlash for some of the things that.
Oh, by the way, I have to say real quick, rest in peace, Marsha Lucas. She passed away at 80 years old.
Oh, yes.
I forgot to say this during the Star Wars section.
And it gets complicated with that because, like, I know a lot of people, because of what has just happened, will be like, rest in peace to the woman who like saved Star Wars.
Oh my God, yes.
It's like
they're going to try and push that.
Yeah, I'm not disrespecting her legacy. She did contribute, and she was the wife of George Lucas and everything. But also, let's not make up stories about her. Is all I
feel like that's even more disrespectful than just going, "Hey, she didn't say Star Wars, man."
Yeah, like she did not re-edit the entire film and change it. Like, don't try to disproportionately.
George had final cut.
Mhm. Yeah, just don't try to tarnish her legacy by changing it. Just be respectful and be like,
Even if she did, I think she tried calling George Lucas racist for the Phantom Menace.
Of course.
But that was after they divorced, and Lucas went on to make even more money.
There's always going to be feelings with that as far as the post divorce and everything. Absolutely.
I hope George is taking it okay.
Yeah, it's got to be tough for him.
Happened in House of the Dragon and maybe Supergirl and whatever, even though she was soundly praised almost universally for her performance in House of the Dragon.
Millie
I've not seen
Alcock
House of the Dragon.
Yeah, she was younger in that first season, which is the one that she is primarily featured in, because she plays a child character in it, and there's time skips in that show. She was heavily praised for it. Really good acting performance. A lot of people really like House of the Dragon season 1, myself included. And yeah, she plays Rhaenyra Targaryen, and she's really good in it. I don't know why she thinks that like fans all hate her. She probably, you can surf for negative comments if you wish, but don't act like that's the majority, or even
I used to do that for a while.
Yeah, it's not really worth talking about at a certain point. I always said, like, if you have to scroll down for the negative comments, then they're probably a terrible minority. If you're getting them at the top, then maybe that's something to listen to, because that means like the majority of your fans, or at least a good amount of them, are having a problem with you. I doubt that she was getting any of them at the top comments,
Mm-hmm. Marcia Lucas debunked that whole narrative of her saving Star Wars in her own memoir.
Thank you.
Red Letter Media still hasn't been held accountable for creating that lie.
Dude, they did a bunch of shit with the prequels and with George Lucas in general, where they seem to have a weird vendetta against him.
Again, it's like, I feel so bad for George. It's like, the man's made mistakes. I'm not going to deny that, but he's only human, just like how I'm only human and I'm going to make mistakes. I made a mistake earlier this week involving Decrepit. John's most likely made mistakes. We've all made mistakes. But it's like, I feel like the problem is George just gone so much shit, because it's like, it's one thing if people didn't like that he made a movie, The Phantom Menace, but the fact that they tried calling him a racist, they tried ripping away his accomplishments with the original trilogy. They made the fake documentary about him, and now you have Disney raping the corpse of Star Wars and Indiana Jones too, which he helped create with Steven Spielberg.
Yep.
It's like, I can't help but feel sorry for George.
Oh, absolutely. And he expressed some of that lament in that interview where he called them the white slavers and whatnot.
Before the red tape encircled his neck.
Yeah. And that's the unfortunate thing, is that, like, if the Hollywood unions actually cared about their people, they would be fighting NDAs most of all, which are non-disclosure agreements.
I hate NDAs probably more than anything I've ever, like, in the world of entertainment.
So if a union was actually fighting for its workers, they would say, well, this is ridiculous. This is an infringement upon free speech. We should absolutely be fighting this. At least put a time limit on it where, like, maybe 5 years after the thing releases, I can then talk honestly about it. But no, they never fight for that, because unions are only the Film Actors Guild anyway, and that union, they are only concerned with getting their paychecks and being in cahoots with these corporations that they are supposed to keep in check. And so that's why, like, the Hollywood rot runs deep, and it's not fixed by unions. It's not fixed by anybody. It's like, you've got to just hold them accountable.
Is Lucas taking anything okay would be the real question. I really would love to actually talk to George one day. Like, if it wasn't for the fact that his museum is in Los Angeles, and I know my dad's never going to go there, I would love to go to his museum for the chance to even just meet him, because I respect George so much for making the franchise I grew up with as a little boy. and
I
I
think he's
still love to this day.
He's probably mostly detached at this point as far as like keeping up day to day.
I will say it was nice to see him and his wife wish people a happy May the 4th. You know, that was a nice thing. So I'm like, I hope he at least cares just a little bit.
I think he's willing to do that. You know, a couple times a year he'll kind of chime in on it. But like as far as like, you know, day to day news and operations and reception and everything, I don't think he would probably keep up with that as much.
I know, but Red
just
Letter
being-
Media are just butthurt Trekkie Redditors that succumb to nihilism. Nothing more. I hate nihilism.
They're so weird. Like they blackpilled on Star Wars and they just called like, oh, it's just always been crap. Like, who cares? Like this is a lesser franchise. And it's like, as a guy who likes Trek and Wars,
Me too.
yeah, you've been getting into Trek a lot, and it's like, why choose, first of all, and second of all, why demean one for the other? It's so
like, it's one thing when you have like the college, I forget the name, college humor. They had a skit that was Star Wars versus Star Trek where you had Picard and Darth Vader debating on what franchise is the best.
yeah. I mean, there's certainly
like
not
something
the
like that
same.
in good fun is cool to talk about. But I genuinely hate it when it's like, no, which one is better? You have to choose, blah, 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 stuff like that.
Well, they use
like
it
to
as an excuse to blackpill on Star Wars because, like, even with the Kenobi show, they're just like, oh, it had all this shitty stuff, but like, it's just Star Wars. Like, who cares? You feel like they never even loved it in the first place. They just liked it.
I feel like that's the case with a lot of the shills. A lot of the shills will always be like, they don't want to engage in, like, a lot of them just hate nerd behavior overall. Like, oh, getting into arguments about pointless shit. That's something comic book fans do. Look, I may not give a crap about power scaling as much as the next guy, unless it's really, really stupid. But it's like, I care about writing. I care about the characters. It's like, I care about having just a good, honest conversation. I don't want to have to be doing the gatekeeping shit all my life. But if that's what it takes for things to get back to normal, then I will do it.
Well, and it shouldn't be too serious, quite frankly. Like, people used to, and people in the right circles still do, say like, you know, this sucks, that sucks. You know, I run into it a lot in some wrestling circles where like we'll completely disagree on a character. And I'll just be like, oh, that guy was stupid. He's just like does a gay little dance or something. And somebody who's like a big fan of whatever guy I'm insulting is just like, hey, now he's the best ever. And like, we'll both laugh about it. And it's like, you can insult and rib each other. Quite frankly, that shows that you care about the thing. So people should be like enthused that you're speaking that strongly on it. It was only recently that this came up where like, it was like, you got to like temper your language and you got to do all this qualifiers and everything. It's just like, no. Speaking casually is very welcome. And people don't get butthurt if they're normal people. They will take their criticism and they will just say like, they'll clap back at you. They'll just be like, well, you're just too stupid under, you know, like.
Yeah, I see that a lot. Like I saw somebody talk about the brilliance at TCW and I'm like, okay, what's so brilliant about the inhibitor chips? They couldn't give me an explanation for it. Lucas will always have Empire of Dreams and Legacy reveal docs.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta watch Empire of Dreams.
I believe Empire of Dreams. I think it's on YouTube as well.
I know it's on Apollo TV because that's the service I use.
Okay, because I know way back in like 2018ish, whenever I was, you know, still on Disney Plus and stuff, I believe I first watched Empire of Dreams through there, and so it I think they still, unless they've taken it off of there, which I don't imagine that they would, just because it's probably not watched as much. It's even available on Disney, and it freaking contradicts a lot of their narratives about George.
And when she was first cast in Supergirl, people said, hey, you know what? I could see it. Let's see where it goes. With the 60 seconds of her we got in James Gunn's Superman, people quickly...
Oh, God, I hated those 60 seconds of her in that movie.
Bitch!
I'd rather take I haven't seen that cartoon yet, the Superman one from the DCAU, but I'd much rather take that Supergirl over the one in the DCU.
Are you talking about My Adventures with Superman?
No. God, no, not that one. I've heard terrible things about that one.
The anime look-alike.
The one where Superman's villains are barely in it, and the ones that are they're all tech based. I mean, shoot.
And Lois looks like the one character from the Ultron, or not.
Oh
Ultron,
god, she looks like a tomboy.
Yeah, she has like the tomboy haircut, and
she's race swapped.
Yeah, and
God, I am so glad I just watched.
I'm so Clark sounds like he's like, oh, Lois, gosh, I gotta protect you with my heat vision. Oh, jeez.
Oh god, I am so glad I just watched it. That Dean Cain was like my introduction to watching like Superman, like getting more into his mythos. Like that is a great show. I still gotta watch the CW.
Terry Hatcher, yeah, she's the Lois Lane in that series. Yeah,
oh, she's great in that too. I think she might be my favorite portrayal of Lois right now.
You should. Have you seen? Goldeneye?
No, not yet. I've seen like maybe one Bond film.
Terry Hatcher is a Xenia Onatop in that. As another sex pun for a James Bond movie, because she's on a top, anyways.
Hey,
and she's known for killing men by basically like leg scissoring them too hard to where they can't breathe.
So it's the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow way of killing people.
Kind of, yeah, but she's normally like seducing them and then pulling that in the bedroom and like
I cannot wait to watch more James Bond movies.
And
read the books. And read the books. I got to read the original books too.
Oh, I have to. I have never read the books. That is a good idea.
I don't think a lot of people talk about the books. I think it's mostly the movies.
I know that Casino Royale was like the first book because they brought that up a lot whenever Daniel Craig was premiering.
Oh, Daniel Craig was like the last. Casino Royale, I think, was like the last good James Bond movie before that franchise tanked.
Yeah, because then they had a writer's strike during the next one, and then Mendes was the director of the one with Adele doing the theme. 2013-ish.
And then there was the one where he got replaced by a black woman, nonetheless.
Yeah, that was No Time to Die, and that was a real
where Bond dies by just walking into a missile.
Yeah, he's just like, you know what? It's time for me to go. I'm like 50, whatever.
And now Amazon's apparently on the hunt for like the new James Bond. Henry Cavill is right there.
Speaking of which, I got the new Bond game, and I know reactions have been split as far as like whether it's bad or good.
I've seen some people like it, some are hating it.
Yeah, I'm gonna experience it for myself and see what happens. But
I'm gonna watch you stream it.
They have good physical media, which I always give people credit for because I like my physical media.
I still need to get some shit. I remember getting pissed off because I didn't get the Cosmic Shake statue from SpongeBob.
First of all, they offered a steelbook, which I'm always a sucker for. I love a
sleek,
for Sonic
sexy steelbook. I got the Sonic Frontiers steelbook, and I gave it to my sister because I want nothing to do with that game anymore.
Well, then they offered the other thing in the collector's edition was I'll take my mic away so I can show it more properly, but it's a golden gun.
Hey, with bullets.
Yeah, really cool. It's like all on a plaque and but these are real like things. And then they have the little 007 logo, First Light, and the golden gun. And then they have the little 007 emblem, over there.
The man with the golden gun.
So I always give people credit for a good collector's edition of a game because, often, you get like a digital copy with it or something. Sony, you always are like, oh, here, have your digital copy. And we'll give you the steelbook case for display. And I'm like, dude, I paid you like over $100 for this. You can at least include a disc with the game on it.
I remember Sega got flack for that when they were doing Sonic Origins as well. Cause it was because they wanted to do that as a digital release too. And then they finally got pressured into doing a physical one.
Yeah, it's so cheap. It's like you're already shipping me all this other stuff, so you're not saving money on the shipping of the weight or anything. You may as well include the game on the disc if you're going to send the case anyway.
Yeah, they did that with Sonic Mania too, because it was like Sonic Mania. You got like this Sega Genesis with a Sonic statue on it, and it was like you only got the digital version of Sonic Mania. You didn't get anything else.
Gotta hold them accountable. Hold their feet to the fire, man.
Just play the N64 GoldenEye game. You can find emulators for it on PC. Night Player is also fun.
Yeah, I do have several of the PS2 games that I bought at cons and such. So I do have some
I
classic
remember
James Bond.
Lego wanted to make a James Bond game, but they won't allow it. Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, that is kind of a clash as far as like Lego is a very kid-friendly brand, and James Bond involves a lot of drinking and sex. You know, so
Sexy woman.
But the thing is, in old style Lego, where they do visual gags and they don't have the dialogue, that would actually work fairly well. I was talking to my coworker about this today, where I played the original trilogy Lego game, and they don't have any of the dialogue, and they just have
God. Speaking of dialogue from Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, one scene
the voice actor.
Yeah, the one with like the second worst Batman voice actor, because it was like you also have the one from Caped Crusader who sucked. It was like there's a scene where he meets Batgirl for the first time, and he's like, "Oh, you don't deserve to wear that symbol," and Batgirl's like, "And you do," and I'm like, "Bitch, he invented having a bat on his chest. Of course, he deserves to wear it."
Yeah. Do you know who started this whole thing? Please answer the question, Barbara.
If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't exist as Batgirl.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, it was like there are issues with that game, and it's definitely not worth $70.
Yeah, I wasn't tempted to get that one. I know it goes through all the movies and everything, which that is always the
kind of wanted it, but
that's the appeal of Lego games. Like, I love Lego Jurassic World, even though I don't really like the Jurassic World movie anymore. But I'm like, I get to play through all three original games. Like, it's really nice and all encompassing, and it's a fun. But like, whenever I played the original trilogy, it's really nice to have the visual, like even whenever Vader is telling Luke that he is his father, he does he holds up like pictures and he's like, oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, it was like Indiana Jones did that too. Like those were like the first two video games I've ever remembered consciously playing.
Yeah, it makes them be inventive, and it adds a lot of humor, because it's like, as a fan of this thing, I know what he's saying, but it's hilarious to see them explain it without words.
It's like I would say Lego games actually got worse because they improved.
Well, especially the Lego ones, because they got the rights to use all the dialogue. So now they're just really lazy and just have the characters speak whatever they said in the movie. And it's like, oh, that like takes out 90% of the charm of a Lego game, because like it should be like vaudeville caricature, kind of dialogue. And that's really unfortunate that they stopped doing that.
That reminds me of the Batgirl show. You mean the Batwoman show? Because Batgirl was supposed to get a movie that, thank God, was axed.
Don't forget the first half of the Killing Joke animated movie was a Batgirl show, apparently, where at least she gets gassed and fucked up, but like she also like shouldn't have done that in that story specifically. Because she already gets shot in the spine.
Even DC editorial in the 80s knew Batgirl was a dumb idea. That's why they let Alan Moore cripple her in Killing Joke. I'm going to say it is very rare for me to actually like Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. She is like, oh my God, why the hell are you here? And how come you get to be privy to Bruce Wayne being Batman, but Commissioner Gordon isn't?
Well, that was an episode in the New Adventures, I think, of Batman, where she gets the fear toxin.
Yes, that one.
And she imagines, like, basically if she died, how, Gordon would react to like his daughter dying, and then being like, oh, fuck you, like, Bruce, I knew it was you. And
turned off by her, and they didn't like the trailer and things like that. Now we are where we are. But she said something to the effect of, in today's era, people feel like they have such control over women's bodies. And
which I really don't get what she was trying to go for with that statement.
It's basically like, if you comment at all on it, she thinks that you are saying that you have authority over it. It's like, no, just like on screen. If, like we were just talking about with James Bond, if Daniel Craig came out and had a pot belly like I do, I would be like, hey, Daniel Craig, like, you're James Bond. You should not have this. Like, obviously, everybody would agree to that. But because he's a white male, it's okay for me to say that. Whereas if it was Supergirl and she's got a pot belly, I'd be like, oh, I'd have the same reaction. I'm going to treat him equally. I'd be like, oh, that's a little weird. Like, why does Supergirl out of shape? She'd be like, wow, you think you have ownership over my body? How strange. You're
Look,
sexist.
just because we're telling you to practice basic hygiene and take a shower does not mean we own you.
Well, and like, if you're getting paid millions of dollars to be in a superhero role, you should look like a superhero or a super spy or whatnot. Like, you should be in. Look,
But no, she literally goes to like public events dressed like a dude.
yeah, she's lazy. And yeah, she's just like, oh, well, like, whatever. Like, guys, to make this believable, like, I saw an ex-military, now a firefighter, like, dude today, and trust me, there's an aura and a swagger about those guys. Like, he was like old man strength. He was like 50 fucking years old, and he had the slick back, like, fucking gray fox hair. When he shook your hand, it felt like a vice, and when he walked, it was like, holy shit, he got the physique. And it's just like, you whenever you're a superhero, that's what you should be. You should be like, oh, imposing physically. And so if she's like, oh, they think they have ownership of my body, it's like, no, we just expect a basic bare minimum. If you are getting paid solely to look good and play this role, look like the role and play the role, and you're not doing that, then you're lazy and you deserve criticism for that.
Nobody is safe from criticism. Nobody.
It's the same thing if an
Blah, blah,
NFL
blah.
quarterback came in overweight to training camp. He's a male, but would be like, oh, you're lazy and you shouldn't do that. And he'd be like, oh, you think you have ownership over my. It's like, no, this is going to affect your job performance. I'm sorry, but it will.
Blah blah. It was very much similar to the stuff that She-Hulk star Tatiana Maslany said in her criticism towards male fans. Well, once again, that's getting brought up, and once again, maybe not the best.
This is Supergirl basically attacking my dad since my dad's a Christian.
Oh,
We're Catholic officially.
yes.
Answer
Under the umbrella of Christianity, absolutely.
from Millie Alcock. Supergirl star Millie Alcock attacks fans again, mocks Christian dads, says it's okay to piss off the right people.
And
Yeah.
people wonder why we don't go to these movies.
You know who's more sexist than Christians, Millie? Muslims. Why don't you insult them at all? Oh, because it's not okay to insult them. You can only go after the safe groups to insult.
Just remember, the Muslims are trying to take the booze away from the British. That is going to end badly for them.
They try to take away dogs, booze, and women showing anything below the neck. So, if you're going to talk about
The three
sexism,
most important things to a man.
if you're going to talk about sexism, or hey, liberals, the alphabet shit, guess what? They all hate that too and throw them off of buildings. So maybe stop going after Christians and start with this. It's so
Look, I
weird
am
how their
I am
priorities-
wholeheartedly against alphabet shit, and I'll always call it out. But religious and moral values. But I would not go as far as to throw them off buildings or wish death on them, because I am not a freaking psychopath.
Yeah, I mean, it's comical. It's like, oh, you're gonna go after this group that verbally disagrees with you over the group that physically disagrees with you.
Remember,
It's
they put a bullet in Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. It's just but it's because they are the safe group to insult. It's like, I can say whatever I want about Christians because I know that, I'm protected by doing that. Whereas if I say anything about the other group, I'll be called racist. So I'm just going to say whatever I want about this group because it's safe. It is safe and it's easy to do. And quite frankly, they are the same people that in China during their revolution would be holding up their little red book and persecuting and destroying all the people that disagreed with them. And they are just sheep, quite frankly.
All right. Let's move on with this because we got like one more thing to cover and it's going to be like real quick after this.
And oh man, I guess maybe you really are going to the James Gunn School of Promotion. And it's all coming from this big cover article on Variety with Millie Alcock. Just fucking go for it.
What was the shit? Like, look at her. I mean, Sydney Sweeney is like the only person I would say actually enjoys freaking being a woman in Hollywood. Oh no, John left.
How Supergirl star Millie Alcock learned to ignore the trolls and become a punk rock superhero. Yeah, nothing says punk rock like making a movie that cost $200 million from a multi-$100 billion corporation. That's so punk rock, isn't it? That's so punk rock.
I don't even know what punk rock is, but with Mixtape trying to be all about, hey, is this thing metal? And punk rock and rapping and freaking everything, I am starting to almost despise 3 genres of music.
But it is a very, very long article where they go over some of the reactions and some of what she said and some of the hot water she got in. And instead of maybe saying, I kind of phrased that wrong, instead, she decides to get even more specific with the type of people that she wants to piss off. In the interview, Variety framed criticism surrounding the series, House of the Dragon, as part of a toxic subset of fandom, writing, despite the show's success, as the first season rolled out, something shitty happened. A toxic subset of House of the Dragon fandom pitted the younger actors, who became immediately fan favorites, against their adult counterparts. These viral, ugly sentiments expressed on Reddit, YouTube, and social media broke my heart, Alcock said about the controversy. It should be noted that fans preferring one cast over another isn't an ugly sentiment. It's customers making their preferences known.
No shit. That happens all the time. Supergirl punk rock. They tried doing it with Superman too. It's extremely weird, but it's because James Gunn cannot freaking stop playing 80s music. Broke her heart? She has one? I'm surprised. I'm just about as surprised as you. Oh dear, I'm all by my lonesome.
And this goes over Superman over on Geeks and Gamers, goes over Henry Cavill's response to things like this. The entire point of House of the Dragon is the tragedy these 2 young women who love one another fall out because the men around them want to be divided to serve their own patriarchal Game of Thronesy agenda.
Oh my god, that has to be the most forced thing I have ever heard. Games of Thronesies? What? That is extremely, extremely stupid.
And then it was this comment here: simply existing as a woman in that space, superhero and fantasy spaces, is something that people comment on. We have to be very comfortable having this weird ownership of women's bodies.
Again, a sentence I still don't get. Also, but so they were Supergirl being a punk rock superhero, but I was saying, like, between Mixtape and talking about if something's metal, rapping and practically everything, and now punk rock, I am almost about ready to hate 4 genres of music. And it's not even because, the music itself is pretty bad. Although a case can be made for rap, because generally I don't think rap's very good.
Nah, pretty uninventive overall. I would say,
unless you're doing it in a parody case.
Well, I would say, if you've never listened to any of Eminem's classics, which I know he's TDS now, but
oh god,
the dude made some real meaningful lyrics, and it's funny because, and I know it'll sound racist or whatever because he's the one white rapper other than Vanilla Ice, who is a joke, but it's like he made something more real and more lyrical than anybody else in that genre.
Speaking of Eminem, he actually had a crossover with Hitman because you could kill Slim Shady as an exclusive target. I actually did do that the night it came out.
Oh, he had such good like music videos back in the day too, where he's like he was with Dr. Dre as Batman, and he was he was a little rap boy.
Nah.
And in her reaction, she could have just said, look, I thought it was a little blown out of proportion, but I get it. I understand people take things, people take quotes, whatever. This is instead what she went at. I didn't even say men. I said people. And they got so angry. I was like, you're proving my point. In one of the interviews,
remember when we used to have people like Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee as actors, or Vincent Price? I mean,
even
you
now, and I will appreciate him while he is still around. You know, oh my gosh, now I'm forgetting. He played Odin in the Marvel movies.
Crap, let me look. Kurt Russell?
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh no, Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. So Anthony Hopkins, he has said, like, don't listen to actors. We're idiots. Like, we don't know what we're talking about. Like, because he's like late 80s, early 90s at this point. Like, the dude has been around the block. He was around during the more classical period. He was with the Christopher Lees and everybody, where he was just like, yeah, like, I will speak on my craft, and that is what I am an expert in. And that I know what I know.
Christopher Lee is a gosh darn legend.
Peter, have you ever heard about being stabbed? No. Well, I have, and it's not good.
Yeah, that is super badass. Or the fact that he was the only actor of that cast to meet Tolkien.
Yes. Oh my god.
And Tolkien even told him that he would have been cast to play Gandalf.
Oh my god.
But anyway, like, I think the only people you really have now that are really good is you have Chris Pratt, you have Keanu Reeves. I actually saw The Matrix, by the way.
Oh, nice. The original, yeah.
Yes, the first one. Keanu
Bradley
Reeves.
Cooper is all right in a lot of instances. He played the American Sniper and whatnot.
Henry Cavill, even though Henry Cavill's in a lot of bad projects. I would say Chris Pratt is too, but it's like, you know, they mean well. They're good actors. You have Sydney Sweeney, who it's like I think those are like the only 5 I can name off the top of my head who are like, they don't talk about politics. They're actually nice people in real life. I mean, I met William Shatner and he was nice when I met him.
Yeah. No, he was very brief when I met him because I just did the photo op, but you know, it was really cool to like you know, and he posts on social media all the time and everything. And just it's not hard to be apolitical. That's the thing. It's always like, oh geez, how do we like avoid all these subjects? It's like, well, you just talk like a normal person.
Like, I don't really talk political. I may like repost a political thing on my Twitter, and that's about it. Like, I don't like getting too political on my stuff.
Eyebrow raising moments. Alcock mocked the kinds of people she sees criticizing her online. I guess women know that this is just how it's always been, unfortunately.
Tell that to Sydney Sweeney, who actually made jokes about Madame Web herself. Oh, Stallone?
Oh yeah, Stallone. He's a big guy. He's a big you know, he's conservative.
Oh yeah, Tim Allen's conservative too.
Well, and Stallone really came from like nothing. Even super liberal people in Hollywood will admit that he's a really nice guy because, like, I even heard one of the Honest Trailers guys, who, you know, Screen Junkies, they're uber liberal, but like,
damn it,
even they admitted, like, oh, you know, I met Stallone, like, he was basically, he went around before a meeting that we were having where I was just doing the catering, not even catering, just like I was the assistant who was there to make sure everybody had a coffee and like a donut at the beginning of the meeting. And he went around and shook everybody's hand and was like, because he started off with nothing. He was selling that Rocky script like out of his car. He was feeding his dog out of his car and everything. And it was just like, he went, but he even to this day, you know, or pretty recently, he went around and was like shaking everybody's hand before meetings, going like, you know, hey, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I just get the donuts. So he's like, hey, pretty good donut. You know, that's important. We need to get everybody happy here before the meeting and everything. Yeah. He like went to every little guy and was like, you know,
and it's like, you have Tim Allen, who's conservative, who actually called Disney out under bullshit because they didn't get him for the Lightyear movie. Majin Nihilus, formerly Dark Colonel. Welcome to the stream, my guy. I'm gonna miss having crap, I'm blanking on the name now.
Cotton Hill.
Cotton Hill. I'm gonna miss Cotton Hill.
They took my shins.
I haven't actually seen that show. I've only seen clips because I watched
it's a
somebody.
good show. Oh my gosh,
At least until the reboot.
Yeah, I didn't watch too much of that. It was basically like, luckily, like right before the reboot, for whatever reason, I went on a binge of that, and it was probably pushed by an algorithm or something. But it was hilarious whenever Bobby he takes the women's self-defense course. He's like, "That's my purse. I don't know you." He just kicks
It's
him in the
probably
balls.
like and funnily enough, that ended in like 2010 or something, or started in 2010.
Yeah. It started
was
in
like-
the 90s, and then I think it went to about 2010.
And now it's like it was like a funny it was a funny adult cartoon, probably the funniest adult cartoon ever since The Simpsons fell apart.
It took over right as, probably there was 1 or 2 years overlap where you just got greatness between the two of them in South Park. And then like the other shows had to kind of take the mantle from The Simpsons, because it like late 90s is right whenever it fell off. When the original writers left and everything.
So you are talking about men. Just want to make sure. Men, by the way, who are the predominant
such as O'Brien. O'Brien was the actor, was the writer for The Simpsons, like who was responsible for like the funniest scripts, I think. Conan O'Brien, I think.
Conan O'Brien was, he was in a lot of them, including the monorail episode, which is fantastic. But there were a few of them, because I don't think he was there like week to week. At least
I know, but my uncle did tell me that he has the most accepted scripts out of all of them. Like most of the episodes are his.
Interesting. Okay. Oh my gosh! Still, especially the Treehouse of Horrors that they did like mid to late 90s. Oh my gosh! They
haven't been able to top 5.
Whenever they're doing the Shining parody and they open the elevator and all the blood falls off, just like in the movie, and Mr. Bird's just like, "That's odd. The blood usually gets off at the second floor." And he just moves on. Like, it's just like that shows how much they were packing jokes in, that like something that elaborate was just like a passing joke in those.
Now, whenever I see a modern Simpsons clip, I get depressed, because you can tell this is a show just begging to die. Because it's like the actors clearly aren't in it anymore. Like
Marge's voice,
Marge sounds
painful to listen
worst.
to.
I think I heard somewhere once that her voice actress actually damaged her vocal cords from voicing her so many times.
I mean, you can hear it. She sounds like her voice is constantly cracking doing it now, where she's like, it's just like, dude, you sound like RFK. Like, stop. Just
like, it's like that. The humor is a lot more low energy. It's a lot more. It's dumber. It's trying to reference modern shit. It's like,
that is a show that just stick to the 90s episodes. You'll basically do no wrong. There's a few like in the early seasons, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little boring in some episodes. Although I will say their first ever official episode is a Christmas special where they get Santa's little helper, and it's very heartfelt and very good. It's a little bit more serious than their
and it's hilarious. And it's hilarious because you have one shot where the background is flipped upside down.
And they still have some good jokes and everything, but like it's a very nice heartfelt Christmas kind of special. And then like, by season 3, they're just in full stroke where they're just like, oh my gosh, you're just hitting home runs every single week. How is this possible?
The 90s truly was a magical time.
Consumers of superhero content, whether it's comics, whether it's movies, whether it's TV shows, those men are the ones that you need to go see your movie. By the way, just for the record, I don't know if you're aware of that. You're only 25 years old, so I get it. You're probably fucking retarded.
No. I'm going to actually disagree with Ryan here.
Oh, no.
Because 25, you should be learning to be a mature adult by that time. You're out of
actually,
college
my mom's told me that like at 25, your brain finishes developing, or maturing.
Your skull fully solidifies. I believe it's at 25. There's still a soft spot on the top of it until then.
I'm only 22. I'm 22. I've got 3 years to go.
You got to expand that brain until it solidifies. But it's basically. But people made this excuse for Rachel Zegler, is why I so vehemently disagree with it. Where like And I brought this up to a coworker the other day where I'm like, yes, you should improve post early 20s. How do you improve? You improve by people telling you that whatever you said was stupid, and then you refine it. You don't get improved by everybody telling you everything you do is great and you just stay the same forever. Like, you need to be called out. You can't, and Ryan is doing that. So I'm being like facetious a little bit, but like a lot of people make this excuse a lot more seriously where they're like, oh, she's only 25. You shouldn't say anything bad about her. And I'm just like, well, no, she's going to be the same at 35 as she is at 25 if I don't say anything, if she doesn't listen to anything. She's just going to never mature.
A lot of these actors never mature because they have freaking huge egos.
Yep. And especially, and this is kind of the exact opposite effect of what she's saying. A lot of women never have to mature until they become less hot because they're just like, oh, everybody always says how great whatever I say is. It's because they're trying to get in your pants, but they obviously won't tell you that. But like, everybody will say, oh, you have such a great magnetic personality and like everything you say is so funny. And it's like, oh, well, I guess I don't need to change anything. It's like you don't have the self-awareness to realize that they're saying that because they want to sleep with you.
That's the reality. She then dismissed many critics as anonymous internet users before singling out Christian fathers specifically.
I know Khalil was talking about like his own experience with Christians and whatnot, which I feel bad for him for all that. He's in my prayers that one day he comes back, but that's a whole nother discussion. But but again, it's like I think the reason for targeting Christian dads is because it's like, she genuinely might hate Christians.
Well, and it's what you're allowed to think about. Any other religions substituting that in for Christians, she would be canceled. If she were like, oh, Muslim dads are bad, Jewish dads are bad, Buddhist dads are bad, like say any of those.
Being God's chosen people, you are going to be you're going to be the bitch of the world because it's like everyone hates you. That it's been like that ever since the founding of this religion.
Well, and especially in Western, like,
like something like Has Been Hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like that's the safe thing. Quite frankly, they want to pretend like it's edgy, but it's actually incredibly cowardly to go. If you want to be edgy, go after one of the ones that might get you canceled. Don't go after the one that's so safe that a million other people have already insulted by now. Because it's like, and this has been the case since I was in, middle or high school, where it's like, you go, oh, like you talk to the atheists and you're like, oh, what do you think of Christianity? Oh, stupid sky god, sky dad and everything. It's like, what do you think of, Buddhism? They're like, oh, well, we should respect foreign religions. It's like, well, okay, why don't you just respect all religions in that case or not respect any of them? Be consistent.
I've had people insult me for my religion.
Yeah. And it's like, if you're just generally against religion, at least I can respect that as a consistent stance. But whenever you are afraid to offend certain ones and totally fine with trashing on other ones, it's like, why? Well, because like this one is in power in my society. And it's just like, okay, just be, your morals are fucked then. You're just like, you're a little flappy flag in the wind.
Quote, and it's from a lot of people whose profiles have no photo, who are burner accounts, or someone's name and then dad of 4 Christian, which is hilarious to me. But I mean,
can you prove that they're burner accounts?
Yeah, there's a lot of burner accounts that defend you, I can tell you that, because they have anonymous avatars or they're Kate Bush's husband for the 5 millionth time.
Opinion do you really care about? If you're pissing the right kind of people off, you're doing okay.
I mean, I love pissing off liberals and my enemies as much as the next guy because it's extremely easy to do. I mean, I'm not even for that kind of target audience anyway, but I'm a YouTube channel. You are the main star of a movie that needs to do well for a studio to make its freaking money.
Yep.
I hate to break it to you, Millie Alcock, but somebody that has the bio Christian dad of 4 is probably the person who is going to make up the largest percentage of the fan base when it comes to superhero shit. Those are the very same people that carried the Marvel Cinematic.
Think about that name, Christian dad of 4. What did I say before? Where you drag your family, like, and I'm talking about me as like a childless guy, where I'm like, I'm gonna drag my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother-in-law, all those people. That's 6 tickets right there.
My dad, 7 tickets for me and my siblings and my mom. We're going to go see Batman 1989 tomorrow, for crying out loud.
And so it's just like, that is the ripple effect that you get whenever you please your core audience, where it's like, you know, imagine if Batman 89, if that was replicated with a modern Superman, your dad would be taking 7 other people. I would probably be taking 6 or 7 other, 6, 7, anyways, other people. And
I still do not get that freaking meme.
It doesn't have any, they're not clever enough to have a reason for it, Brandon. You just have to accept that it's random because they wanted to make an internet trend.
69 is so much funnier.
That's true, but that's perverted. You can't do that. That's male gaze bad. But anyways,
freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. Exactly.
Very true.
Then move to a Muslim country and hate on the religion and see how long you last. Appreciate free speech, damn it.
Oh, it's always so funny. It's like, I'm going to be safe, edgy. It's the same thing that James Gunn does, to kind of bring it back to this. It's like James Gunn will be like, oh, these guys are Nazis. I did it, guys. I'm so edgy. It's like, fuck you, dude. Like,
new person has joined the Discord.
Must be.
Oh, they have the standard Discord symbol. Chances are they may or may not be a bot.
Ooh, careful that they're not. On another channel I was on, where somebody came in and they were just basically saying a bunch of like super anti-Semitic and like Holocaust denying things, and it was basically revealed later that they were trying to get the channel like canceled. And so they were like, oh, I'm going to appear as a guest. I'm going to say all these horrible things.
I remember somebody actually faked being me to go into one of my enemies' Discord servers.
Of course. And then you know what your enemies will say? They'll be like, oh, well, you could change your name on Discord. Because that's what they always said during the GKA, like, you know, all that sort of bullshit. And
yeah, when Melvin pointed out that it was like his account has always been Darth Melvin. I literally have not changed my name once since I joined Discord.
Nah, man. Discord is confusing enough without having to change your name.
Universe that should be carrying the DCU. But unfortunately, those are the very ones that you think are the right people to.
I am so pissed by the fact that the only DCU movies we're getting are Superman related. That's like if they released several Iron Man movies. Like the only projects we've gone that isn't DCU is you got Creature Commandos, which no one watched. You've got Lanterns, which everyone is hating on already because
the green is cringe, man. You got to get rid of that green. You got to have it just be called Lanterns.
And then they released a trailer that has a lot of green in it because of the backlash.
Ooh, it's very subtle. We're very
and they took down one of the trailers too.
Look at that.
Piss off. Those are the people that James Gunn thinks are the right ones to piss off too, by the way. How many times does this need to be tried and fail over and over and over again until you people finally get it through your fucking skulls?
I'm guessing it's going to be when they have absolutely no money left, when not even nostalgia can get them to keep their lights on for another few months. Looking at you, Marvel, with Ultimate Spider-Man lasting 24 issues before you decided to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I still say, even though nobody responded to that, I told everybody that it was like, you all got suckered by Marvel for that comic. And it was like, as soon as Marvel got enough money to keep the lights on, they killed off the character, and now they're nuking that comic.
If you hate white Christian fathers, if you hate white Christian men, if you hate white Christian men in their 30s or 40s or whatever, maybe, just maybe, If you do feel that way, you're probably a piece of shit, but maybe keep it to your fucking self. Right?
That's
He's
the
right
thing.
about
You
the
don't
piece of
need
shit
to release it in a PR statement. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do anything that excludes a prime demographic?
Never throw mud at the audience. They'll just throw the whole damn dump truck at you.
Especially pre-release. It's like if your movie fails and you got nothing to lose, I at least somewhat understand being like, oh, well, it was this asshole or this asshole who caused it to fail. She's doing this pre-release, which shows me that she knows it will fail. And
Just like with the Acolyte and the Kenobi show.
She's trying to preempt it and be like, oh, this is why it's going to fit. See, I told you before release, it was all these evil
James
Christians.
Gunn told her to say that 100%. I would not be surprised if he did. He's completely shameless about how he's basically running a show program.
There's no doubt a lot of them do hate Christians. That's clear and obvious in the entertainment industry in Hollywood. But if that is you, maybe just keep it to your fucking self. Or maybe start hiring people who actually respect the fans, right? Maybe start hiring people that have a level of respect for the craft.
All I ask for is faithful comic book adaptations that don't have to change anything for modern bullshit. Is it too much to ask we get a Superman that fights for truth, justice, and the American way?
The American way is racist now, evil.
I changed the name and profile to improve my content and match my persona. Hey, you do you, dude. I ain't going to judge.
I get a rebrand.
Source material and for the
At some point, if I'm popular enough to make merch, I may have to rebrand. Of course, I'm keeping the name, Brandon the Awesome, but
base that has kept this stuff alive for forever. You can pretend that all the 24-year-old women you want, all the 24-year-old transgender pronoun in bios, blue hair, green hair, whatever the fuck, septum piercing, you can pretend that those people are suddenly going to show up for superhero movies just because you make a female superhero movie. But it hasn't been the case so far. Female superhero movies, you know who predominantly go see those? Men go see those. That's
my favorite female superhero, probably besides 80s John Byrne She-Hulk, is Hawk Girl from the DCAU. She was great in that Justice League show.
Oh, I love Wonder Woman for the DCAU, yeah.
Never understand why people hate her crushing on Batman. I mean, it's Batman. He's got unbelievable amounts of riz.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she's more powerful. It's like she's more powerful than almost everybody. So by that standard, she should never date anyone, except for Superman, maybe, I suppose.
And every single time they get her with Superman, it ends in complete disaster. Like, they did it in Injustice, and Wonder Woman's a flat out villain in that. They did it in The Dark Knight Returns, and that sucked. They did that in New 52, and New 52 sucked ass.
It's the truth. That's
it's basically like, and what Ryan's saying here is very true, just based on simple demographics and what we were talking about, where it's like, don't alienate your primary audience who's going to take their family. And this kind of happened with like Mando and Grogu, where it's like you appealed to very old people who just are like, oh, cute baby. And you appeal to very young people who are like, oh, cute baby. And guess what? That's not enough. That's not enough to,
I don't even think young people went to go see it unless they were dragged to do it.
No, I mean like literal infants who just like identify with the baby. I guess maybe could be, I don't know. It could be like reaching towards the screen, but like it's like really narrow audience base.
Fighting for the American way will have everybody living in America just call it imperialist propaganda. Oh, Lord. I remember somebody was telling me Sonic Colors was apparently anti-imperial, and I'm like, you're freaking shitting me, right?
Yeah, people say that for One Piece, even though Luffy is always getting monarchs reinstalled.
The reality, and it's one that you refuse to accept. And already people are calling Millie Alcock the next Rachel Zegler. I don't know if it goes quite that far, but this is a very bad quote.
I mean, I would say she's getting dangerously close. If she doesn't shut up, she could very well be like that.
If she keeps doing it, yeah, where like the executive eventually has to
shut her up or get her out and
Yep.
recast her.
And then they'll be like, "Oh, he bullied her." It's like, well, he wouldn't have had to do anything if she just acted like a normal person.
Sonic community is number one reason why I hate Sonic.
Ooh.
Sadly, yes. Unfortunately, Sonic is a franchise that is so polluted with like creeps and idiots and weirdos. I mean, I've met like maybe a few decent people from Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember I used to moderate for a Sonic channel. Then I got kicked out when I started doing my channel.
Nah.
Because some people just can't handle the heat of the gatekeeper. But yeah.
Gatekeeper, a fucking gatekeeper.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, I have like my own niche when it comes to Sonic because these days, if I just look at anything Sonic does now, I get depressed.
Oh,
I am still like freaking scared that Sonic 4 is going to suck.
Sonic 4 coming out. Yeah.
I'm scared. I am so damn scared.
Like Christian dad, father of 4. Like, oh my gosh, we're pissing off the right kind of people. No, you're pissing off the people that should actually be the core of your fan base. You need those people to show up for your movies to be successful. Congratulations, Millie Alcock, learning from the best, James Gunn, and how to piss off the audience. What do you guys think about this?
I think that it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works for them. I think that's what, Air Bud? I'm guessing.
Oh, no. That's a dodgeball that you're referencing.
Okay. Because I see it on
announcers
Mr.
is
Grizzy.
It's Jason Bateman and I forget the other actor's name, but whenever what's his face? Vince, God, Owen Wilson and this guy always team up. Anyways, he puts a blindfold on the final part of the dodgeball tournament. He's like, yeah, and Jason Bateman is like the joke announcer the entire movie, and he's like, yeah, he will not be able to see very well with that. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Oh, Owen Wilson is in it. Maybe I should give it a watch.
Oh, it's Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn is the person I was thinking of as the main character in Dodgeball. He often teams up with Owen Wilson. I do not believe that he does that in Dodgeball, but Ben Stiller is in there and he's hilarious. And then
I remember I saw Tropic Thunder, and then Ben Stiller actually got made of with a Tropic Thunder quote from that movie because he suffers TDS. And it was super hilarious.
That's unfortunate, but yeah, it's yeah, there's a lot of good cameos in Dodgeball. It's from 2004. If you've never seen
the same year I was born.
Yeah, that movie's pretty great. It's got some cameos you may like, Brandon. I'll just leave it at that.
Yay! I'll put that on the list. Okay, so I'm on Transformers Twitter as well a little bit. I actually got into a fight with someone over again the viewing order of Star Wars movies. So anyway, so the Transformers Wiki was a site I used to binge a lot, and that's where I got a lot of my Transformers info. Unfortunately, it's like they suffer from like TDS. A lot of their people are far left leaning. They've actually villainized some of the Japanese creators for doing what Japanese creators do.
Do they ban a lot of people if they edit the wrong way?
I think they do. I think I actually talked to somebody that used to work for the site and got fired.
That's what the One Piece wiki has done, is why I ask, where they're like, oh, anybody can edit this, but if you edit this thing in, then you're banned.
Damn. So anyway, to celebrate the upcoming 250th anniversary of the greatest country on planet Earth, America, Hasbro decided to release a special figure, Star Eagle, which is a repaint of their latest Air Razor figure. I still want to get it for my collection. So I'm just going to read this article verbatim. It's going to be very quick. And I just want you guys to just hear, if you can see, just hear the spite. Star Eagle is a Maximal who celebrates the United States of America. Did you know the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years? Right here, because they always do like little joke captions underneath stuff. So it's like they're already calling the United States an empire for 250 years.
First of all, you haven't, just because you became a country does not mean you're immediately an empire. like the United States made a nice purchase with Louisiana and everything, but they were not an empire probably until at least post World War One. You could say maybe early 1900s at the most, which is already over 100 years from their inception.
Okay, and okay. So here's the description of the toy. Releasing to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Yes.
Commemorate. Signing their Declaration of Independence. Star Eagle is a redeco of deluxe class Air Razor from Transformers Kingdom line, transforming into a realistic peregrine falcon colored as a red, white, and blue bald eagle in 22 steps. I really do want to get this figure. The beast mode has multiple joints in their wings, legs, and head, and an opening beak. Star Eagle includes two red rocket accessories that can be held in their hands or attached to their arms and can store on their beast mode rear. Being designed,
I had the beast, the Transformers, Beast Wars. That's the name for it. I had those figurines. I had the cheetah, the
Cheetor.
I had the eagle one. I remember
Air
that.
Razor.
Yeah. And so I had a number of those toys. Gosh, they broke so much because there's so many pivoting joints and everything, and it's plastic.
Actually, that show turned 30 this year.
Oh,
So, they're releasing a entire pack for the Predacons in their cartoon accurate colors. And it's their updated figures too. And
no, not the Predacons. Is that like Epstein and Clinton and stuff? Like we're the predators.
Hang on. What's wrong with getting Waspinator? I like to think I do a pretty good Waspinator impression. Being designed to celebrate the USA, Star Eagle's packaging is decked with several stars and stripes on the box's outside and the cardboard inserts. Unlike the Nerf blasters that Hasbro is also releasing under 250th anniversary branding, which I might get those as well, because what's better to celebrate 250th anniversary than getting a gun, even if it's a play gun? Okay, and listen to this sentence. Star Eagle lacks any tacky stars or stripes on the figure itself. Tacky, they say, the stars and stripes. It is currently unknown if the wing stress mark issue from the original Air Razor release is still present. Per the press release, pre-orders for Star Eagle will begin in March 2026. Oh, shoot, that's already out then. And has Repulse and will ship in 2026 of spring. Star Eagle's package does not appear to mention any toy line, but the design closely adheres to the new layout, followed by the 2025 Age of the Primes and Studio Series toy lines. Okay. Still nowhere near as much of a red-blooded American as the guy who transforms into an oil can. All right, so just listen to this. Notes. Star Eagle is part of a Walmart exclusive initiative across multiple Hasbro brands to celebrate the United States 250th anniversary in 2026. So right there, it's like right there, they don't really want to admit it. Other toy lines getting the USA treatment include Nerfs, not exactly subtly named. So again, more snark right here. Red, white, and blast line. So children can patriotically shoot star-spangled sidearms bearing fanciful names such as Dunkville Freedom, Freedom Frenzy, and the Van Mural style Stars and Stripes Eagle Blaster. And more understandably, so apparently it's not understandable for Transformers to do it, but it's understandable for G.I. Joe to do it. G.I. Joe, via both Super 7's Reaction Plus line, which features the real American heroes Duke, Lady J, Snake Eyes, and Falcon, and Hasbro's own classified line with the 6-inch Retro Series Duke in very loud red, white, and blue fatigues on color-swapped red, white, and blue explosion card backs that coincidentally look like blood spray behind the character's art. Yuck.
Look like blood spray. Yeah, okay. I guess if you want to be cool, edgy G.I. Joe, yeah.
Look, sometimes the jokes write themselves, is what they say, and this is the image. Oh, so these is what they think is the blood splatters right here for the G.I. Joe stuff.
Where?
Gee, how gross, how appalling. You know, it's not like boys don't find this shit cool.
Do they just think that like red equals blood? Are they that stupid? Like they don't realize that it's
I'm
a
guessing
primary
so.
color?
Again, these people villainized Japanese creators for just drawing cute Transformer girls.
Like it's a primary color. Like
shoot, Optimus Prime is freaking red.
yeah, Optimus Prime is red, has the faceplate. He's red and blue.
He's red, white, and blue, actually.
He's basically just a recent immigrant to America with how proud he is of his patriotism. He's like, I have got my green card, Megatron. You could never defeat me. He's like, yes, you Prime. Tom Holman is hauling me away.
Oh, that would be so late. But yeah, you can just hear the spite and the hatred for America coming off of that. Because of course it did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's all we're going to have time for tonight, guys. We've been streaming for nearly 3 hours. We've got 2 hours, 45 minutes on the clock. You know, we lost some members. Everyone had to go do their own shit, which is totally fine.
No, it's a Friday night and all.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go play some Arkham Knight for a bit, and then I'm going to head to bed. Because tomorrow I get to go see Batman 1989 in theaters.
Nice.
I am so excited.
Oh, dude, I was already looking up. If you haven't looked this up, the Studio Ghibli Fest, where they show.
My mom and my sister are more into Studio Ghibli than I am.
I would recommend 2 films specifically, as far as that Ghibli goes, and they're both showing in theaters this year. I know. My Neighbor Totoro, which is basically Winnie the Pooh, Japanese version.
Aww.
And then Princess Mononoke, which is like,
I've heard of that one.
If you've ever, and everybody loves Spirited Away, and that probably is the most beautifully animated one. But like Princess Mononoke, just like from a writing and character perspective, I feel like is their strongest film.
All right.
Actually, and that's showing later this year. I believe it's like August, September, or something. But like the Studio Ghibli Fest website, you type in your zip code and they show like they're showing pretty much everything at like certain times. Like I know My Neighbor Totoro is like June or July.
By the way, speaking of Winnie the Pooh, I actually saw this really wholesome X post where it's like Jim Cummings, the voice actor for Winnie the Pooh, actually calls hospitals and he speaks to sick children in the Winnie the Pooh voice. Oh. And he did it for like a little girl who was dying of cancer, and her mom said that was the first time I saw her smile in months because she had like, oh my gosh, that warmed my heart. Like Jim Cummings actually doing that.
Yeah. And then
they didn't even say it was Make-A-Wish. I think he just does that on the regular.
Yeah. No, and Peter Cullen I know does like Eeyore and Optimus Prime.
I think he did do a Make-A-Wish where he actually met a kid that I think was past sick or something, and he actually did quote one of his best lines from the G1 cartoon.
Because I know somebody asked him, much like how people used to ask like Mark Hamill to have like Joker talk to Luke Skywalker and such. They had like Eeyore be depressed and like Optimus Prime try to like pep talk him and everything.
That's so cute. You gotta love it when people do stuff like that. It's just adorable. Drop my pencil. Anyway, if you guys liked what you saw here today, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. If you links to John Gets Gaming, Arachnid Youth, and its channel are in the description below. Iron Inquisitors is on other streams where he's available. And until next time, guys, always remember to be awesome. Good night, guys. Damn it, I keep wanting to leave the studio before I end the stream. What